So, for all your marine electronics, boat maintenance, trolling motors, outboard maintenance, they do it all. That's why it's front to back. They've been family owned and operated by the Sherman family for over 20 years. So whether you got a new boat or you want to take your boat to a new level, you want front to back boat service. Former LSU Tiger and attorney Chris Perrett with the law offices of O.C. Brown.
No one wakes up in the morning and says, wow, I hope I get into a car accident today. No one goes out on the weekend with the plan of making a mistake and getting a DWI. But those are situations that happen. When they do, you want to know you can call someone you can trust. Someone who is part of the LSU family in the Baton Rouge community. When you need a lawyer, I want you to call me. I have been here for the last 15 years, and I will be here for you. If you have questions, I have answers. So whether you have been in a car accident or arrested for DWI, call me, Chris Perrett, at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111.
That number, 343-1111.
A healthy and rested mind and body will not only keep you in the game, it will keep you in the lead. Let the Recovery get you there. They treat everyday life just like a sport, and treating yourself to recovery is essential.
The Recovery, across from Town Center, or online at thecovery.com.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
Offices in Baton Rouge.
104.5 WNXX Jackson, 104.9 KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour is brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Good morning, everybody. It's 7 a.m. on Friday, April 30th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see cloudy skies with a high of 81. Coming up today on Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota, the LSU Sports Radio Network's Hump Palmer stops by at 7:30. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. You can watch the show live on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and interact in the Bayou 4 chat. You can also check us out on Cox Sports Television. Subscribe to Off the Bench YouTube page for new content every day. Hour number 1 of Off the Bench starts now.
Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. It is Friday. It is Off the Bench. We're feeling good. We are live. Just a few hours later from when we were live last. We were just in this studio. I can still feel the sliders. Smell great. Shout out Smalls for the food. Shout out Coors Light for the beers last night. A good time was had. If you came and hung out with us in last night's draft coverage, huge thank you to you. Huge thank you to Matt Flynn for coming out, bringing some My High along. Definitely help us getting through this morning. Jake, how you feeling on this Friday morning, brah?
I'm feeling good. You know how much I love the draft. We still got plenty of the draft to get to.
Yeah.
And, I'm feeling last night a little bit, but it's okay. Fake it till you make it. It's Friday. It is Friday.
Yeah.
It is the weekend.
It is Friday. High energy.
Yeah. Woo!
We still got a best directors of all time tier list to get to, which Danny and I have started putting together. Even though, I'm sure that won't be controversial at all. We'll completely agree on that. That'll be nice and easy. We got Megan making money and Mincy coming in, or we got Mincy and Playboy Marty coming in hour 3. Megan making money joining us on the phone, and it's going to be a great show though. And then obviously we're going to talk NFL draft and break down was a pretty controversial pick for your New Orleans Saints. So let's go ahead and dive in to some headlines brought to you by Barbecue Guys.
OTB headlines are brought to you by Barbecue Guys. They're your one-stop shop for everything outdoor kitchens and living. Barbecue Guys, helping America host better barbecues since 1998.
There's a first round with a few surprises, nothing seismic, but one of the picks that would definitely fall into the surprise category would be the New Orleans Saints pick at 28. All the names that we talked about in leading up to this draft, and one of the names that was never mentioned was Houston defensive end Peyton Turner, and yet that is where Mickey Loomis and Jeff Island and Sean Payton and company decided to go. They definitely buck the groupthink trend and pick a guy that maybe they just had a bit higher than a lot of other people did.
A lot higher. When you look at it, he was picked by most people to go in the 3rd round. And so for me, and I told you this before we came on, even if Peyton Turner turns out to be a good player, I felt like there was more needs at other positions and more skill sets, because you do have guys that you're counting on to rush the quarterback, and Davenport and Jordan and Onyemata. And so you have that already. And then you go get another pass rusher, and you pick up that 5th-year on Marcus Davenport. So you're tied to him yet again. So for me, it's just what needs they had. They went and got a guy with something I think they already have a box checked.
I want to explore that because that would be the question. Is that box actually checked? As far as who Peyton Turner is, this is a cat that he's been kind of a late bloomer. His senior year, although Houston played just 5 games, he doubled the sack total of his first 3 years at Houston. One thing is, he is an in terms of athleticism, he is a monster. We talked about it with Nick Underhill, right? Relative athletic score. This is a measurement tool that teams use to try to separate who are truly the most physically dominant players in the draft. And I think there's like 20-something guys every draft that hit a 9+ in the RAS, and the Saints almost always draft one of those guys. While Peyton Turner hits a 9+ in the RAS. He's an 84-inch wingspan, so a 7-foot wingspan, which is the largest for an edge pass rusher since 1999. So in a lot of ways, similar to Davenport in that it's a guy with high potential that, well, I don't know what like the timetable on him getting good is. If nothing else, in watching his film, he's a super high motor guy. So I do like that.
All right, so like when you start looking at draft grades, a lot of people are already giving the Saints an F on this one, and I think it's because of what we just talked about as far as you didn't need another rusher more than you needed other things, and that's why a lot of people don't like the pick. But when you look at ESPN's breakdown before the draft, they put the best of everything, the best arm, the best run ability after the catch, the most explosive. Peyton Turner did get the highest upside defensive line.
He did. So Peyton Turner's camp. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, Jake, and you could speak to how these conversations take place better than I could, but his camp is saying that they were being told that they'd be selected anywhere from 20 to 40. So, like, maybe how a lot of scouts and GMs viewed him could have potentially been higher. Like I said, I also don't always know about draft grades, because how much are these draft experts just being upset that their kind of view on who was best wasn't followed, so they're like, that's an F now. All right? I mean, we'll get into groupthink and how it factors into these conversations, but definitely a surprise as the Saints take Peyton Turner at 28. How about Jamar Chase becoming the highest drafted wide receiver in school history? Not to say that it's a surprise, because it really was not by the end, but the Bengals go ahead and reunite Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. It's now the 3rd year in a row that the LSU Tigers have had a top 5 pick, which I believe that's the first time that that's ever happened as well. And it seemed like last night both Burrow and Chase were much more upfront about the ability to reunite and excited than when they played it a bit more coy. At least Chase played a bit more coy in the pre-draft process. They look hyped.
Last night was kind of like the reunion tour. When you look at Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, Devontae Smith, and Jalen Hurts, Jalen Waddle, and Tua Tagovailoa, Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence, all these former college teammates getting back together. But when we talked about the Bengals pick, we knew they needed offensive line help. I am not in the belief that it's as big of a need as others, because they did sign 2 offensive linemen in the offseason, and it's more Jonah Williams has to step up as a true first-round number 1 pick. Hey, you got to be our left tackle. So they go and get the best player available, which was Jamar Chase. You're losing Green, right? He is no longer with you. He was your guy for so long, and you've got nice pieces at receiver in Boyd and T. Higgins, but you didn't have a number 1. Yeah. Now you have a number 1.
Yeah, and with nice pieces surrounding number 1, that then opens those nice pieces up to be even more effective. Yeah, like we talk about leading up. I love the pick. Congratulations, Jamar Chase. Also, maybe had the best suit of the night, right? The all white with the shades. I mean, it was a clean look for Jamar. In LSU baseball news, like we said, the box is back open. How about it? If you're cool with it, man, go out there, get your tickets on LSUTix.net. Let's pack out the box. I would love to see a Friday night packed out box tonight. It'd be so much fun. That game will start at 6 p.m. against the number one team in the country, in the Arkansas Razorbacks. Saturday's game set for 6:30. Sundays at 2 p.m. Tonight's game, you can listen on Eagle 98.1, of course, but it'll be on SEC Network. The next two will be on the SEC Network Plus. But yeah, man, baseball back in the box.
I hope the whole weekend is packed. This team really needs to get, at minimum, one win in this series. They're playing the number one team in the country. It's the first time that you're going to have full capacity, or at least have the ability to have so. I would assume Saturday's probably going to be a big crowd. Sunday's going to be a big crowd. I hope Friday is a big crowd as well. I know a lot of people have baseball games and stuff they have to go to themselves.
Yeah, all of Baton Rouge is all attraction, I guess.
Yes,
Friday
we are.
nights,
So, but look, you got some steam. You just beat Ole Miss 2 of 3. You won the midweek game again. Just go do it. Just go do it.
See if you can pull. Look, man, like I say every week, Landon Marceau gives you a chance against anybody. So very interested to see what happens tonight. Speaking of having a chance, I mean, Mario's been calling it. We might have lost the faith a little too early on these Pelicans, man. So last night, while everybody's watching the draft, Pelicans beat the Thunder 109-95. And here's what I'm talking about, though. I see you rolling your eyes.
I was closing them because I was letting you talk. And I was catching some.
I'll catch some Z's.
Some rest.
No, but check it out. Mario, he pointed this out to me this morning, is that just mathematically, they're very much alive. So they win last night, beating a bad Thunder team. Golden State randomly drops one to Minnesota in classic Pelican fashion. So now they're 3 games back. And here's the deal. So both Golden State and New Orleans have a game, but then they will meet up for a Monday-Tuesday back-to-back. So you have 2 games coming up against a team that you are currently 3 games behind trying to get into this play-in. So, hey, having stuff on the line with Steph Curry lining up across from you is the most terrifying feeling ever. I've experienced that as a Pelicans fan, but we said the goal was to play in meaningful games down the stretch, and technically these games are still meaningful. Hypercritical, obviously, that they get the next one to set up that back-to-back to be as impactful as possible. Saying, dude.
Okay.
You're hating, dude.
No.
Mathematically,
they have a chance. But, since I've been paying attention to the Pelicans since when we started, beginning of March,
they always disappoint.
Yes.
And that's been for a better part of a decade, except when they swept the Blazers. That was awesome.
Hester's also feeling himself as a Knicks fan, which he should be.
He is. He's all fat.
What are you talking about?
He's all fat and cocky on his Eastern throne. Go play in the Eastern
that's because
Conference,
of Smalls.
dude. Whatever, dude. Yeah, I feel pretty fat and cocky myself.
Good
so
Lord.
good going down. Turns out you're probably not supposed to eat 5 or 6 of them in a sitting with a bacon grilled cheese on top,
and
which
a
was
milkshake
also
for
incredible.
me. Oh.
And you took that milk, okay, dude, and cheese fries. God, wow, fat.
Yeah.
So
if the Pelicans
Pels
don't
have a
do
chance.
this, what's going to be the feeling?
Just everything that we said last week. It's a failure of a year, and it doesn't change expectations for next year. It just kind of ratchets up. Look, if you fail again next year, then we all of a sudden have to have hard conversations about jobs, right? I mean, frankly, right? That just is what it is. So,
we'll see. Something else that you have to pay attention to. If you're like, we'll go get a veteran swingman to come in because we need a wing and we need someone that can knock down shots. Don't think that what happened to J.J. Redick, no matter which side you're on, doesn't play in free agency. And J.J. Redick's not a guy that talks to people that are free agents.
J.J. Redick can.
It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you think. You know what I'm saying, though? But, hey, don't go there. Man, they told me they were going to release me and I could sign with them. They traded me to Dallas, which I would have done as well. I would have done the same thing.
I think the bigger problem is that there's just not a lot of wings out there that can bomb threes that are just available, right? Like everybody wants a 3-and-D wing, and so they need shooting. Where they find that shooting, I don't know. But let's wait and see how they finish out this year before we get into too much offseason talk. Those are your headlines brought to you by Barbecue Guys. Coming up next, let's dive into the first round last night, the surprises. who you kind of like, who maybe you don't like, and who is Peyton Turner, the new New Orleans Saints defensive end. We'll break it all down next here on OTB.
OTB headlines are presented daily by Barbecue Guys. Remember, the most popular grill on the market is Blaze Grills. Premium gas grills that combine expert engineering and dependable performance. All backed by a best-in-class lifetime warranty. Visit barbecueguys.com or our local showroom to learn more about Blaze Grills. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to DonaldSonGlassandBody.com. DonaldSonGlassandBody.com, DGBAuto.com, also for all of your vehicular needs, brah. Look, you get in an accident, insurance company cannot tell you where to go. Police cannot tell you who gets to tow. The answer to both is Donaldson Glass and Body. Why? Because they're the best body shop in the state, and I'll put that on anything. Like Jake always talks about, too. You can trust them, right? They're not trying to screw you over. They're not trying to maximize profit. They want you to be satisfied because they know if you are, you'll be back, okay? And remember, if your car breaks down at your house, your place of work, you can't move it, they will pick it up, fix it, drop it back off. The towing in that, completely free. Go to dgbauto.com.
And it really is your one-stop shop if you get any vehicle needs like T always talks about, tires and alignment, body and paint services, frame repair, obviously glass insulation and repair. So anything that you might need, they can do it, and they're going to do it at the highest level.
dgbauto.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Yo, Jacob Hester here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Center, the place that can be at your convenience during those inconvenient times. I know they've been that for me. I've got 4 boys, right? So sometimes stitches happen. And they have 6 convenient locations, one close to you to be able to be convenient for you. Remember, you can also check in online. PatientPlusUC.com is the website. That way you skip the line as well. Patient Plus Urgent Care Center. Get in and get better.
What if you could truly energize your body and mind from the most fundamental level? Your cells. Cellivate is a revolutionary health-aware approach to energy, focus, and mood enhancement, packing everything you need to optimize your mind and body from the inside out. The unique formula combines top-notch cellular energizers, nootropics, herbal extracts, and powerful antioxidants, all in one sugar-free 12-ounce can. Elevate your cells. Cellivate.
$12,500 off MSRP. Bayou Ford wants to put you in a brand new 2020 Ford Expedition today with $12,500 off MSRP. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Sports wouldn't be the same without the die-hard fans. That's why we're highlighting the fans that do the most. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge brings you the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week. Check it out at 104. Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, recapping round 1 of the draft and getting you set for the rest of the draft and the weekend at the box. Join us 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. Let's get into the top storylines of the draft last night. Trey Lance at 3, right? After the Mac Jones smokescreen. Still, I mean, what's your feelings on the Niners giving up 3 first-round picks for Trey Lance? A project. Like a legitimate project. Yeah. Like nobody's ever, I can't remember what the exact stat is, how they tied it in, but essentially there has never been a quarterback drafted as high with as little actual starting experience as Trey Lance.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 1 year and 1 game. That's his experience, and that was at the FCS level. So
3 first-round picks. Like, what are they in win now mode? Or are they win in the future
no,
mode? Like, I don't get it.
Shanahan, after the draft, said he's going to have a hard time beating out Jimmy G.
Yeah, I love. That's my favorite thing about the draft is every team that drafts a first-round quarterback immediately being like, the other guy's still our starter. Okay, whatever. Like, Belichick's coming out and saying Cam Newton's still our starter.
But I think that's the case in both.
The Bears are saying Andy Dalton's still our starter. At the beginning of the season, yes. Now, Jimmy
G's got that contract.
I was going to say, San Fran more than anyone, Trey Lance really could maybe sit an entire year. But come on. In New England and the Bears
they want him to be Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. That's some of the comps that you got to Trey Lance, okay? What did Patrick Mahomes do? He sat a year behind Alex Smith. Right? He played 1 game, week 17, when they already had their playoff position clinched, okay? Yeah. So their hope is to do the same exact thing, I believe. Jimmy G's going to be our starter unless we need you. You're going to sit behind him, learn, grow, whatever, and then we want you to be our version of Patrick Mahomes because we feel like you have that upside.
Speaking of Patrick Mahomes, Fields to the Bears at 11 is pretty interesting in that it's the same range that like Mahomes and Watson went a couple years ago. And if Fields works out, which the draft narrative is always so funny, right? Everybody loves Fields at the beginning. Then everybody starts to pick him apart and they kind of get off of Fields. And then immediately after the draft, everybody's like, I mean, why were we so down on Fields? Was he actually QB2? Like these conversations are so stupid sometimes. But I do think that like, Justin Fields still has the potential to be a very good NFL quarterback and maybe better than Trey Lance. I think the Bears, the relative price they gave up, which was, I think, a first rounder this year and maybe a 4th this year and then a 1st and 4th next year, there's a good chance that Fields could justify that price. Like I even though Ryan Pace, I completely agree with kind of lambasting him for a lot of moves that he's made and the Mitch Trubisky move, absolutely. Even at the time, that looked crazy. At the time of this move, this doesn't look crazy to me to get that guy. I mean, it's because if your quarterback works out, it absolutely justifies next year's first-round pick.
It does. Where they were and where they moved up to, I still feel like they probably could have selected the same player, but they felt like they had their guy. They didn't want, say the Eagles to say, do we want him and Jalen Hurts to compete against each other? So they're like, hey, we got to move up. We got to go get him. So you go get a guy that was all over the place as far as evaluations. A lot of people had him in a lot of different places. And, if this is last year before this football season where he struggled at times, he probably would have been the second quarterback taken. I mean, it had a feel of Peyton Manning, Ryan Leaf talk. I mean, it was like, is Justin Fields, is he challenging Trevor Lawrence? So they go get a guy that they really liked, probably didn't think he was going to be there. I know a lot of people yesterday thought he was going to go to Denver. And I thought that Teddy Bridgewater said, okay, Denver's out of the quarterback market. Some people disagreed, but having 3 quarterbacks on that roster didn't make sense to me. So once Denver goes with the defensive back, I was like, okay, where's he going to go now? And the Eagles was the only other spot that I saw a quarterback being taken. So they felt like they had to get in front of the Eagles, and they felt like it was worth the capital they had to give up. And this is a very talented guy. This is a guy that still needs some work. So, again, Andy Dalton, QB1, as they've told us.
1 year, $10 million, baby.
Does he start the season as the starter and game 3 Justin Fields comes in? Probably.
It's basically what they said last night. Is that's I think going to be kind of the plan. I also like at Fields. I like a guy who's kind of carried that banner throughout his entire life, right? You're like one of the number one players in high school. He had to find his fortune in college. He did that. Now he's made himself a top pick. Maybe the Bears have finally broken the quarterback curse. It's interesting to see. Last thing before we get into the Saints. One of the funniest moves to me is that on a day where Aaron Rodgers comes out and demands a trade, the Packers go and pick a cornerback that, again, went against the kind of groupthink. And so, again, I'm not really evaluating the candidate as much as I'm saying the Packers just really don't care about making Aaron Rodgers angry, right?
Or happy.
They're
trying to make him angry
or happy. Yeah, right? Like, I mean, it seems like they're actively slapping him in the face sometimes where on a day where he demands a trade instead of giving him offensive help or anything like that, like he's asked for in the past. They didn't do it last year. Again, this year they avoid doing it, and they go with a cornerback.
That a lot of people thought was a second-round cornerback.
Yeah.
Look, Aaron Rodgers has done a lot for Green Bay, Wisconsin. It feels like it's just time. I mean, last year what you did with Love and not even having a conversation with Aaron Rodgers, you trade multiple picks to get Jordan Love. And, you had a roster that was probably a player away.
Yeah.
And you don't select that player. What you do is you select a quarterback, and then that quarterback didn't dress the game this year. That quarterback was your third quarterback. A guy from what school do we say is like Eastern
State?
I don't know. No. The number 2. Well, I think he was an FCS player, the number 2 that was dressed every game above Jordan Love. So he didn't dress the game this year.
Yeah.
And if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm pissed as well because you're telling me that's what we needed instead of going to get a Justin Jefferson last year because he was in that range.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we decided to do. You don't think that could have helped me in this NFC Championship game? Not the quarterback that's sitting there with a earpiece in, charting the plays. And that's not hating on Jordan Love. That's just where that team was in that moment.
Yeah, he can't help where he's picked, right?
Like, why? Yeah, but, why did you go make that move, that decision, when you were close? Like, you were a player away. That's in the Saints pick a year ago as well with Caesar. Like, it's nothing on him. Like, he might turn out to be a great player. But you were a roster that you needed maybe this one explosive piece, and you went with a more safe option that you probably could have gotten away with, like Nick Easton playing that position for a year if you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, look, Patrick Queen, obviously, hindsight's 20/20, but Patrick Queen would have had a way better impact on the New Orleans Saints than did Cesar Ruiz. Yeah, look, and as far as the Packers, they've just taken him for granted for too long, it feels like, and he's now watched Tom go to Tampa and get everything he wants and how well that's worked out, and, he's like, I'm 37, dude. I want a little bit of that. Shayna Woodley's probably hyping him up like, Aaron, it's time for you to do you, boo. And
she's probably like, I'm not coming to Green Bay.
He's like, dude.
You're going to come to me on the weekend.
The cities were Vegas, Denver, and who was the last one on the list? And San Francisco.
Yeah.
All very hip, very cool places to live, especially in comparison to Green Bay. Okay.
And by the way, the player they selected was Eric Stokes from Georgia. He was rated as the 72nd best player, and they took him at 29.
So let's get into that a bit then. So they go against groupthink as well, as do the New Orleans Saints picking Peyton Turner. This is why I'm terrible at covering the draft, is that I can't sit here and really tell you if I think a guy is going to be good or bad beforehand. I'm not sitting there watching all the film. I think Connor Rodgers said it best when he was talking about the NFL draft, that it is one of the ultimate examples of mass groupthink kind of forming the narrative in which we view all of these guys. So I don't know if the Saints pick was good or bad. I definitely know it goes against, like I said, that kind of massive groupthink. And at the end of the day, it's just one of those things where you have to let, as far as the player is concerned, we just have to let it play out and see if he ends up being good or not. I think the more interesting conversation is, why did they go defensive end? More than focusing on the player itself, why did they go defensive end? Because that's kind of what you were talking about.
Yeah, that's my biggest question. Now, I know that people have said he's really good against the run, which that's good because you lost Malcolm Brown. I know it's a different position.
Saints value that a lot,
but we
too.
have seen him slide inside and play a little bit of defensive tackle. Now, you were playing the highlights earlier before we came on against BYU. That was great. Watching the Tulane tape, I just saw a tight end maul him. So you can make your own, oh, man, yeah, this guy's going to be great off what you showed me. Or you can say, oh, it's going to be terrible after what I just saw. That's look, you got to do the full deep dive. This is a big potential play as well, right? A lot of people said it. This is the most potential defensive lineman, maybe high upside guy in the draft. Now, you still got to work with him. There's some rawness there, okay? And he can be versatile and play inside in a 3 technique in a pinch, and he can play obviously a 5 or a 9 or whatever you need him to play. But for me, it's just the Saints needed so many other things outside of what he can give you. Even at his highest level, even if Peyton Turner comes in and he's a dog, there was other things that you needed. Like who's going to be next to DeMario Davis? Who's going to be on the other side of Lattimore as the starting corner? Now, once Newsome went to Cleveland a couple of picks before, I thought, okay, the corner's probably out.
Like the corner market just wasn't there. It's kind of like we talked about leading in the draft. It was looking like you were going to end up in cornerback no man land, and it's where you ended up. As far as linebackers go, speaking of groupthink, obviously the groupthink was a bit off on the Notre Dame cat. Because he was supposed to be like a guaranteed first rounder, right? I mean, I don't think I saw too many mocks where he wasn't going first round. And then some of the other names that Saints fans might have recognized in Jamin Davis and David Collins, they end up going off the board. So again, you're in a bit of no man's land. Maybe this tells us they're more positive on their offensive weapons than we thought, or they think it's a deeper draft to grab these weapons. And then maybe they're not as positive on their pass rush, right? Does this tell us that they think that Cam Jordan's maybe on a bit of the decline? Like they've got to prepare for that transition. And the Marcus Davenport thing is interesting because Marcus Davenport is not an abject failure. This is not Jonathan Sullivan. He is not that. He has just not been worth the price you paid. But he has still been, like the reason why they picked up his 5th-year option is because he's still been good. Like he's been good against the run. He has a very high pressure rate. He doesn't get home enough, but he has a high pressure rate, so like the potential's there. Like he is a starter in the NFL, Marcus Davenport is. He just hasn't been a guy that you want to give up 2 first-round picks for thus far. So, but you still have him. You lose Trey Hendrickson. Carl Granderson you kind of like, but I don't know if like you feel like he's going to be the guy. Yeah. But that's on the interior. I'm talking about just the defensive ends. I'm talking about just the edge guys.
I'm talking about getting to the quarterback. And I feel like you had guys that could do that. That's what the puzzling part of this pick for me.
I'm wondering if this is telling us that they feel less like they had guys that could do that than we think they did.
Right, and that's also, and then we get into you picked up the 5th-year option on Davenport. Is that because you feel like you're still trying to justify what you did, or does that feel like he's worth what we just picked up?
No, to me, he's not worth cutting. Like to me,
I'd say he's worth cutting.
Well, I mean, but he's worth picking up that option on. Like Davenport's been a solid starter. You're already locked into that contract. You roll with it through the end. Does he get a second contract? That'll all be price dependent, but it makes sense to roll down. And yeah, maybe he's on the edge of breaking through, right? I mean, he was a project. You like Onyemata. Onyemata took like 4 or 5 years to get to this point. Remember, he was coming out of Manitoba playing. Now he was playing. He was even more. Yeah, he was even more of a project. But Davenport's coming out of UTSA, so. It's similar in some ways, and you have seen Davenport at least improve every year, even if it hasn't had the immediate impact. So I agree with picking up the option. Was Cam Jordan's down year last year a flash in the pan? Is it going to be kind of the case going forward? Does it continue that way this season? He's been doing more and more media. It looks like he's kind of positioning himself a bit for a post-playing career as well.
Breaking down the tape, there's not many times he didn't have 2 guys on him.
Yeah, which is why it's going to be.
He's demanding that respect now.
Yes,
and so that's why when you're talking about Davenport, if he can't thrive in what he's about to face in 1-on-1 against tackles or tight ends, then he's never going to.
But Cam Jordan's always dealt with those double teams and fought through them. Last year was the first time where he was still getting doubled and his production kind of got shut down.
I agree with that, but there's also a big difference in every time you're game planning against the Saints on Monday morning, they're saying, here's how we're going to stop 94. And I feel like he got that more than any time in his career. Like
you think last year he got that more than any time? Because you're talking about an all-decade guy. Like
I know, but think about the season he had before that. I feel like it's like 94. He's not going to beat us. Let's stop him. I've been in these meetings before. It's like 52. He ain't gonna,
I guess I'm saying what was stopping them from having that game plan during the best Cam Jordan years, like the past 5 years.
I feel like
that was probably the plan every time.
They probably felt like they could single Hendrickson. I think that's a big difference. They feel like we can single him. They proved him wrong. He went out and got double-digit sacks, but sometimes it's also like how much better is that guy we got to stop compared to the guy on the other side.
Yeah, so
sometimes you can't do it. Like when you used to face the Steelers back in the day or the Ravens, like you couldn't do that because like Lamar Woodley's on this side, James Harrison's on that side. Well, it doesn't matter. It's like choose your poison here.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. Like honestly, you just got to see where this pick goes. I guess again, I don't hate it as much as a lot of fans because I don't think that I know better than Jeff Ireland and company who are watching all of this film. Well, but then again, you know what? A lot of people hated the Marcus Davenport pick, and as I said, that has not justified the price paid there either. All right, let's go to break, and when we get back, let's talk to our guy Hunt Palmer, talk a little LSU baseball, maybe a little Cubby Bravos as y'all's two squads been squaring up. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to AccuTemp.com, AccuTempBR.com, AccuTempBR.com. Get that service to the highest degree. Me and Jake love AccuTemp. When I tell you, this company does things the right way, man. I'm sorry. This company does things the right way. I couldn't even help it. They're talking. It just happened. All your cooling, heating, electrical needs, you want AccuTemp. It's April 30th, so if you haven't taken advantage of the premium clean air package, it might be ending today. We'll see. But if you do need that full AC install, call today, and you'll get over $1,800 equipment tacked on. That means the equivalent of an industrial cleaning crew cleaning your home every 12 minutes. AccuTempBR.com.
And I would just encourage you to call AccuTemp and become a part of their program like I did, because I know for me, I just assumed they're going to come out, everything's going to be fine. And I had a small problem, I had a small issue that was costing me more money on my electrical bill. It was a quick, easy, very inexpensive fix, and AccuTemp did that for me.
Go to AccuTempBR.com. Service to the highest degree.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
I'm feeling good. So good. I just thought you should know.
A certified pre-owned vehicle means that it's been certified by factory-trained technicians. It meets a stringent criteria of over 155-point inspection. We want to make sure that vehicle is mechanically sound and that we have a warranty to back it up. There's no mileage limitation. You can be assured that you're driving a vehicle, you got a good value, you'll get that special financing, those special incentives on certain models, and some of the other amenities that you get with the certified pre-owned vehicle.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service, HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, Trollin Motors. At Front to Back, they got not one, but 2 NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to Front to Back Boat Service.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me. Non c'è.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, recapping round 1 of the draft and getting you set for the rest of the draft and the weekend at the box. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Oh, man. Can we stop this radio segment? Get Up's doing emoji comparisons to picks. What are we doing? We're screwing up here, boys. Danny, give me a crying emoji for the Peyton Turner pick. The crying, laughing emoji. Let's go, dude. Welcome back.
Well, you weren't wondering what David Pollock's emoji for Devontae Smith to the Eagles was?
Look, it's one of those.
I don't want to
like,
watch Devontae Smith.
it's
Get
a
him
gas
off the
face.
screen.
Ooh. Get all the 6 Alabama players that are taken in the first round off screen. By the way, 2019 Alabama LSU did pass up 2011 Alabama LSU last night. There were now 16 first-round picks that weren't on the bench. Like Mac Jones was a holder, so you could say 15, whatever. But
Stingley will fix that. I'm sure Bama had some freshmen out
yeah,
there.
right, exactly. There are 16 first-round picks that were
But
really
are you getting
playing
that
in
off
that
the Stuart
game.
Mandel tweet?
I think.
And
then,
the good caveat is from the 11 game, 3 were on offense. From the 19 game, 3 were on defense.
oh, I did not realize that. You want to talk about the meta shift in college football? I mean, that is it encapsulated right there. There were 14 first-rounders in the 2011 game. So 2019 LSU Alabama, even more legendary than we maybe realized at the time.
We won both.
That's right. Well, one game in 2011 at least. Hunt Palmer.
We won the only game in 2011.
In T-Town.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah,
Suck
it was in 12.
What? Yeah, you're right. Okay, that's right. Technically, chronologically, it's in 12. We got Hunt Palmer in here. Hunt, do you have any? You're not a NFL guy. Do you have any draft feelings before we get into a little LSU baseball?
I enjoyed watching it. It's where I lose track of all these college football players and they run off into NFL land, and I don't really know where they are anymore. But I wasn't surprised at all that somebody jumped up and took Waddle in front of Devontae Smith. That I kind of expected that to happen.
Were you surprised to know that Waddle is shorter than Devontae Smith?
That does surprise me.
It's like 5'11" versus almost 6'1".
He's
we were
real
shocked.
fast,
I know. I had no idea, dude.
I found out because I had to eat a slider because anytime anybody under 6 foot last night had a slider.
Well, good. I'm glad you're loaded up.
There was a lot of meat packed down last night.
It happens. But I'm as someone who takes a lot of Bears content with my Cubs
you
content.
do.
Okay, hell yeah.
That was funny to me.
They're hyped.
Bears Twitter is funny. I laugh at Bears Twitter a lot. So Trubisky years have been great, and we'll see what the Fields years bring.
But like they're now okay. So as our Bears reporter, as our Cub reporter, I feel like Bears fans were ecstatic.
Oh,
they
so
were over
hyped.
the moon, right? Like
the Andy Dalton day was amazing content. They were all just crying in their Cheerios.
QB1 was one of the greatest all-time tweets. No, they think they got their first franchise quarterback since like Sid Luckman.
Yeah, in the 50s.
So we'll see.
No disrespect to Rex Grossman.
Sexy Rexy. So ball a mile. Okay, Hunt. So the big news, though, in LSU baseball is that you got the number 1 team coming to the box, 100% capacity, no mask. So if you're comfortable now, you can go pack that thing out. What do you think, man? Think we're going to have a good environment this weekend? Maybe not like 100%.
We talked about it yesterday. I think somewhere in the neighborhood of 6,500 probably. It's just with the record the team has right now, and the fact that every game's accessible on TV. You can stream them all. You can watch it on your phone from the golf cart or the fishing boat or wherever you need to be. Your kids, swim meet, whatever. It used to be a day where if you wanted to watch LSU baseball, you had to go to the box. That day is done. So the days of getting 10,000 people for a normal Friday, Saturday, Sunday weekend in April, May are kind of gone.
You think they're gone on a down team, or you think they're just gone in general?
I think if LSU was number 1 in the country and Arkansas was number 2 in the country, you'd have pushing 10,000. But that's not the case with this team. So 6,500, it'll be a good environment in there for sure. And the team's playing better. They've got a little bit of life to them. Hopefully they play a great weekend.
How many games? I'm sorry, Jake.
No, go ahead.
How many games if you're just mathing it out, kind of being like realistic, okay, maybe you're going to take 2 of those guys, hopefully 2 of the. How many games do they have to have this weekend? Is it 1 to reach 13 or 14?
The numbers work a lot better if you get 2, but I can work the numbers. If you win 1, you probably need to win 2 out of 3 the rest of the way.
Okay.
Or get a sweep over, an Auburn or Alabama team. It's not great. A&M's not great either. But Alabama's got their ace back, who's a top 5 pick if he's healthy. So it's, I mean, you have to get 1. You get swept, you're in a world of hurt. Yeah. But I think 2 would be really nice.
The offense is making me feel better about as far as like where they've called up to, like going and Nikhazy going, and you got 7 hits off him, and you got 2 runs off him. I know it doesn't seem like a world beater, but off that guy, it kind of is.
Got him out of the game.
Hell yeah!
And they seem to have figured some things out now. Pitching staff and the bullpen, I mean, still have a long way to go, and not really the starters. I mean, because Labus and Marceau have been so good, obviously TBA, but the offense at least feels like this is a team that can compete with anyone, and the freshmen have made that step where they're not freshmen anymore, and you're getting timely hits from Dugas and others. So has the offense gotten to a point where they will keep them in the rest of these games?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I thought the offense was my biggest question mark, along with the left side of the infield defense, and the offense, while they were struggling, I said they will eventually hit a little bit, and they are. I mean, Morgan's just been a superstar.
Oh, he's awesome, dude.
Cruz gets the big hit last Thursday and has been really, really good. Dugas has showed the power numbers. Thompson has come on like I don't think anybody really expected him to. They need Doty to hit in conference play a little bit more than he has, but they've got enough. You've seen a little bit. DeGiacomo's been a big ad. Beloso wasn't great against Ole Miss, but did have a pretty good 2 weeks there before that. They're hitting a little bit. The real issue is the bullpen depth is just almost non-existent.
Yeah,
so that hurts.
Yeah. How about Trey Morgan, dude, at first base? Like, how much value is there to him kind of putting a Band-Aid on a defense that maybe isn't the best?
No, there's a ton. I mean, you're saving runs and outs over there, picking balls, coming off the bag, swipe tags. He's just a really good athlete at first base. He's
I feel like you never see normally.
A lot of times in college, you just find a guy that can hit and put him over there, and you just kind of live with it. So, but he's just
like Ole Miss.
Yeah, Ole Miss, dude. Like watching Trey Morgan play first, and then the dude from Ole Miss. That was quite the kind of dichotomy there in terms of your what you could do at that position. Okay, Hunt, I want to ask you about Arkansas.
Yeah.
Because like I said when we were talking during the break, I like diving into the conference-only statistics, like an overview, see where they rank, and nothing on paper about them seems especially overwhelming, except for their record, which is obviously very good. So, like, where is Arkansas strongest?
So they're number 1 in the country in homers. They are first in the conference in on-base percentage, not necessarily batting average. They walk a lot, and they've gotten hit by a lot of pitches.
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting on base, and they're slugging. OPS is the king stat of offensive baseball. That's where they're very, very good.
Okay.
They're the best defense in the conference to this point, which is awesome. And they've got an X factor. Their starting rotation is not that great. Wicklander's going to go tonight. He pitched 7 innings against South Carolina, but other than that, he usually pitches like 5 1/3. They'll go to Pallette tomorrow, who usually throws 4 or 5 innings. They've got an X factor out of the pen in Kevin Kopps. He last weekend in 2 outings against South Carolina threw 5 innings, struck out 13 and didn't allow a hit. Struck out 12 and didn't allow a hit.
In 5 innings?
Yeah, they're 16-2 when he pitches.
Okay.
So he comes in, he's a multi-inning guy, and he's going to come in the 7th and kind of choke it off whenever they get a lead at that point. So their bullpen's very, very good, which is why they pull starters pretty quickly. You see a lot of lines in SEC play of starters who go like 4 1/3, 3 hits, 1 run. And that just tells me, okay, bullpen time. Like, I'm not going to sit around. These guys, they don't have Leiter and Rocker and Nikhazy and Hoagland. They don't have that.
Yeah.
But they've got bullpen arms they trust that throw hard. So they're gonna, when they get a lead, they're gonna go to those guys.
Speaking of bullpen, I know we're talking Arkansas, but I gotta ask you about the Ole Miss reliever. Was it Burton? Was his last name? That
yeah.
was okay.
Old
he was
Chatty
having
Cathy.
full conversations with himself.
We liked it on this show.
I'm okay
for
with
the
it.
record.
His glove said like 100% or something.
If
100% or die. That's literally what it said.
If you
Yeah,
pitch for
it
the
said
Red
100%
Sox
or
against the
die.
Orioles and do that, you're kind of a lunatic. But in college baseball, like, give me all of it. Give me all of that. Like, I'm fine. I'm in on the beer showers, the choreographed dances they do at the dugout. If the guy wants to be a lunatic and strike people out, I'm all for it.
Yeah, it wasn't trying to like show up there. He was really having a conversation with himself.
He was just giving himself juice. Everybody's got their athletes got quirks a lot of times. Like I said, I grew up being a huge Karl Malone fan. You could see Karl talking to the ball or the goal or whoever he's talking before every single free throw. He's
And
just
then
sitting there
going on
muttering to himself.
wrestling.
We got a question for Hoont inside the chat. Hoont, will Drew Bianco start another game?
Probably.
They're pointing out that LSU's only lost one game all year when he started.
I wasn't aware of that. Arnold has not been as good on offense lately. Maneri does not like his defense. That's very obvious. I realize that everyone loves the homers and the early stuff he did, and I think there's some potential there. But Maneri's just not keen on putting a guy out there that doesn't play great defense in the middle of the infield. Now,
and he's not hit.
I don't think second base is a premium infield position, but Drew got a couple hits, still strikes out way too much. I don't know that Cranford gives you much of anything offensively. It's just not a spot where you've got an obvious answer.
Yeah. Well, let's see this weekend if LSU can get it done. If they can get one. Hunt Palmer at Hunt Palmer 88. Hunt, what are you eating this weekend?
Gonna do some Hungry Howie. Cinco de Mayo is coming up next Wednesday.
Okay.
So from Sunday to Wednesday of this coming week, put in the promo code Cinco. $5.55 for a medium one-topping pizza.
I get it.
That's
affordable
pizza. That's exactly right. You don't want to fight the hustle and bustle of Mexican restaurants Cinco de Mayo when everyone's there. Just go ahead and get some pizza and bring it on in.
Yeah.
Cinco, promo code. Order online, hungryhowies.com.
I mean, what says Cinco de Mayo like Hungry Howies? Nothing. That's what I've always thought. All right, we're going to close out hour number 1 next here on OTV.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli? I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
$12,500 off MSRP. Bayou Ford wants to put you in a brand new 2020 Ford Expedition today with $12,500 off MSRP. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
50 years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help, and working with zoos across the world to protect endangered species. Today, our future is taking flight by stretching the possibilities of what your zoo can become, while we keep it fun and affordable for everyone. Thanks for coming along.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
A certified pre-owned vehicle means that it's been certified by factory-trained technicians. It meets a stringent criteria of over 155-point inspection. We want to make sure that vehicle is mechanically sound and that we have a warranty to back it up. There's no mileage limitation. You can be assured that you're driving a vehicle, you got a good value, you'll get that special financing, those special incentives on certain models, and some of the other amenities that you get with a certified pre-owned vehicle.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, recapping round 1 of the draft and getting you set for the rest of the draft and the weekend at the box. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
All right, welcome back into OTB. T-Bob's got a central problem he's dealing with, but it's okay because we are going to catch up on our poll question from yesterday, brought to you by Citizens Bank. Mario, do you have the results of yesterday's poll question?
Yes. So our poll question was, would you attend Alex Box Stadium at 100%? If it was at 100% capacity this weekend, 84% of our respondents said yes. Just over 15% said no, they would not.
I feel like it's so big to see if they get today's game, because Friday is usually the game when people still have the baseball games or they've got something Friday night. It's a little bit more difficult. Maybe they got off work a little bit late. And Saturday and Sunday, you'll see your bigger crowds. But if they win tonight's game, they win that Friday night matchup, then there's still tickets available. You go, and then you just scoop them up, and you're at Saturday's game, you're at Sunday's game. So tonight could be very big in a lot of ways. You go get this game, then you could see a packed-out Alex Box Stadium, which I know we're all looking forward to. It's going to be really the first opportunity. And don't forget Tiger Park as well. You can pack Tiger Park. They've also got the Razorbacks coming to town. LSUTix.net is the website to pick up your tickets. All right, we will take our last break of hour number 1. Still much more to come in hour number 2 of Off the Bench here on ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All right, RejuveMeMedical.com is the website, not only here in Baton Rouge, but Denham Springs, Metairie as well. And as we tell you every single day, everyone ages differently. That's why you have to go visit our friends over at RejuveMe and get your labs done. Because even if you think that you're doing great, right? If you think, oh, my testosterone's fine, I don't need to go get that checked out. It's way more than that. Of course, they can fix your T if you need help with your T levels, but you might have something else going on. That's what I found out. I went over, got the labs done, and there were some supplements that I needed to be on because I had some issues that were more than just testosterone, right? So go check it out. They have a 3-step process to make sure that you get back to feeling like your youthful self. It's incredibly easy, and like I said, they can get you back to feeling the way that you felt when you were much younger. Refuel me, we always tell you, over at RejuveMe. That's RejuveMeMedical.com.
A certified pre-owned vehicle means that it's been certified by factory-trained technicians. It meets a stringent criteria of over 155-point inspection. We want to make sure that vehicle is mechanically sound and that we have a warranty to back it up. There's no mileage limitation. You can be assured that you're driving a vehicle, you got a good value, you'll get that special financing, those special incentives on certain models, and some of the other amenities that you get with the certified pre-owned vehicle.
Each year, Guarantee Media hosts a radiothon benefiting dreams come true.
And this year, we need your help more than ever.
We've interviewed these amazing kids, and every one of their stories brings tears to our eyes. To have a dream granted means more to these families than you'll ever know. And it wouldn't be possible without your help.
Dreams Come True has been hit hard by the events of the past year.
So we're asking for your support and being a part of making dreams come true.
And as always, your dollars stay right here in Louisiana. Thank you.
Yo, Jacob Hester here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Center, the place that can be at your convenience during those inconvenient times. I know they've been that for me. I've got 4 boys, right? So sometimes stitches happen, and they have 6 convenient locations, one close to you to be able to be convenient for you. Remember, you can also check in online. PatientPlusUC.com is the website. That way you skip the line as well. Patient Plus Urgent Care Center, get in and get better.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers.
Good morning, everybody. It's 8 a.m. on Friday, April 30th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see cloudy skies with a high of 81. Still to come on Off the Bench, FanDuel's Megan Making Money joins the show. Also, Ben Mintz and Playboy Marty will be in studio for the 9 a.m. hour. You can follow today's show on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. You can watch the show live on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN page and interact inside the Bayou Ford chat. Also, check us out on Cox Sports Television and subscribe to the Off the Bench YouTube page for new content every day. Hour number 2 of OTB starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, hour number 2, kicking off right now. T-Bob, Jake, Mario, and Danny hanging out with you. Round number 1 in the books. NFL draft is underway. We got some LSU baseball versus Arkansas coming up this weekend. It's going to be a great weekend. I'm having a little bit of senioritis. I will be out next week. I'm traveling to Danny's homeland. I'm traveling to Mexico this next week. I cannot wait. It's going to be, not that I love all of you. I love all of you. But I'd be lying if I didn't say that I wasn't a little excited to get away for a little bit. I am horribly disappointed that I'm going to miss May the 4th, though. I mean, I am missing the Star Wars Day. So for a lot of you,
and Cinco de Mayo.
Yep, and Cinco de Mayo.
Your co-host's birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You're the sub-host, not co-host. My sub-host's birthday. Yes, that
sorry.
is correct. You only had to host last segment.
So does that mean I don't have to come into work next week?
No. You assume host role next week, and then your sub-host when I get back again. I'm the dom host.
You know what's funny? From 12 to 3, when I needed a fill-in, if Haney couldn't make, because Haney was gone for a long time with his hip issue. It wasn't that hard to find somebody at 12 to 3. 7 to 10, a little bit harder.
A little tougher.
It's a little tougher to find someone who wants to come in.
It's a little tougher, but we'll see. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, I am bummed to miss Cinco de Mayo, but I mean, what's better than being in Mexico for Cinco de Mayo?
They probably don't celebrate it like we.
That's cool.
Like
that's
Danny,
fair.
right?
Danny, do you know?
Saying no.
What is Cinco de Mayo? Is that Mexican Independence Day?
No, it is not that at all.
Did I just make that up?
No, I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's not
Bro,
Mexican.
you're from Guatemala. What are you talking about? You don't get to talk on this.
Touche.
Danny, what is the history of Cinco de Mayo?
I'm pretty sure it's just an American thing.
Oh, wow. Really? Is this true?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's not celebrated in Mexico. That's
okay. I'm sorry, LD Mario. Is this true?
Yeah.
Damn.
Cinco de Drinko.
So I'm going to be the American a-hole out there like, whoa, Cinco de Mayo, guys. Everyone's like, dude, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Relax.
don't do that.
Hey, cabron, relax.
Chill, bro. Chill,
Definitely
chill,
don't
chill.
say that.
But yeah.
Put your shirt back on.
It's going to be whatever. I'm going to miss y'all all. But at least I'm going to have some NFL draft to break down. We talked about a lot of the storylines from last night. Is there anything, Jake, that we left off two running backs going in the first round? Is that too for you? Is there anything that
I was excited about that? My belly wasn't because I'd eat a slider every running back that was taken. But no, I thought last night it was intriguing what we talked about earlier. You got some former teammates linking up. And, is that just because it was the best player available? Our front office is looking at this as something that, they like because you're familiar with the player they're bringing in. I don't know. Look, the Jaguars, Urban Meyer, a new era for that franchise. They go get teammates, Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne. And I said last night on the broadcast, I think I did, at least maybe it was on yesterday's show, I don't know that there was going to be 32 players better than Travis Etienne. So I was okay with him being a first-round pick. He had a very successful career at Clemson. I mean, as we all know, because he's from Louisiana, so we kind of paid attention to it a little bit more even. So really good player. He's linking back up with his quarterback, who might be throwing passes to Tim Tebow. So,
do you think that Najee Harris is going to be a beast with the Steelers?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you could place a player, you said, okay, fit player, let's go ahead and do it before the draft, it would have been Najee Harris to Pittsburgh. I mean, it didn't take a scientist to figure that one out. I mean, if you'd have asked me 2 months ago, I would have said Najee Harris is going 24 to Pittsburgh, which I did. But,
yeah.
I mean, everybody did.
And I agree. I mean, actually, Booker was a little against the grain with the pick. He was talking about how he thinks they maybe should have gone O-line. I don't know that I agree there.
Booker might be someone that devalues running backs like a lot of people have now. But and Benny Snell is there, and Benny Snell's a nice player. Benny Snell is he's a guy that's going to get you the tough yards, going to be an inside runner. Najee Harris can do it all. Like Najee Harris opens up so many things within your playbook. He can play in the slot. He can play on the outside. He can obviously run any run that you have in your repertoire. He can pass protect as well. So he's the full package.
Okay, other storylines from last night. I thought that learning that Zach Wilson was 6'3" was shocking. I mean, the pictures coming out before the draft, he was even more cherubic and beautiful than I thought. He looks like one of those little baby angels off of a Renaissance era painting. He's just got this beautiful, tiny little face. But that dude's 6'3", okay? And I tweeted last night, I've watched enough anime to know that you don't underestimate that boy-faced hero. And while maybe I've watched enough anime too that he might end up being a villain, he's going to be powerful whether he's a good guy or a bad guy. That looks a little American Psycho sociopathic there. Like if you wanted to go down that road, you could. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, learning Zach Wilson's that's big. I kind of started to come around on the old guy last night.
I think you thought he was 5'11".
Well, I think we all did. I think almost everybody thought Zach Wilson was 6 feet or under.
I thought he was just 6 foot. He's 6 foot.
Yeah, or under. Yeah, but normally the guy's just 6 foot. You're like, okay, what's
who did that measurement?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you have string shoes on when you measured?
Yeah, the program hooked him up a little bit. No, official measurement for him coming in at 6'3". And he looked big.
He did. And it was a little bit surprising to me that he was the number 2 lock for a long time. I mean, there was really nobody questioned that. Coming from BYU, the schedule they played last year wasn't the schedule they initially had. They had all these Power 5 schools, pandemic, so then they have a Group of 5 schedule, and he dominated. He did some nice things the year before, But it was like, no, he's the number 2 guy. Like, let's lock it up. That's the guy. And nobody really questioned that.
Who is going to be developing? Well, but that's also been my favorite part about the kind of weird, like we talked about the post-draft narratives and how they shift is now people are like, was Justin Fields actually QB2? Did we overvalue Zach Wilson? We just all immediately assumed he was QB2. The ball, I was like, I don't know. Look, the best thing that Zach Wilson has going for him is that Adam Gase will not be the head coach, right? I mean, he's hopefully New York now. The Jets, if we're using ownership and what they've been doing, you're talking about probably one of the most dysfunctional franchises in the entire NFL. But I don't know, even within that dysfunction, if you're going to find a more dysfunctional era than what you just had with Adam Gase. So if nothing else, the timing of him landing in New York seems to be better. What about this question, though, is Adam Gase is Zach Wilson basically equivalent? Like how does he relate to a Sam Darnold? Is he actually that much more talented than a Sam Darnold?
Sam Darnold's got all the talent in the world. How much of Adam Gase holding him back and the weapons? Again, like we've done this exercise. Name me a Jets receiver. Exactly. So I actually think that Sam Darnold with the Panthers goes up like 2 or 3 notches immediately. I feel better about who he's got calling plays. I've got a better feeling who's coaching him day in and day out, and I think he has better weapons around him. So he's got a real running back if he can stay healthy. He's got multiple receivers that I feel like can give him help compared to what he's had with the Jets. So I'm not going to hate on what Sam Darnold's done so far. I'd love to see him in a new spot because the Jets were that dysfunctional.
So those are some of the biggest storylines of the night thus far. Oh man, somebody sent me a very funny Zach Wilson video. How do you take in the rest of the draft? Because you know me, like I said, I'm not a draft guy because I can't sit here and pretend to be happy or mad about picks when I'm not watching the film that all these coaches and these war rooms are. I think it's interesting judging picks against the kind of general consensus and the kind of public groupthink that takes place. But like, dude, past the first round, it becomes a little tough to hold on to the thread for me, right? I mean, we're getting each and every subsequent pick from here. You're just getting deeper and deeper in the weeds. 60 for the Saints is still interesting. But do you have any kind of expectations here entering year 2? All right, round 2.
Round 2, I knew what you meant. So I watched the second round kind of like I do the first round. I'm locked in on the second round. Once you start getting past that, then it's a phone deal where you're going to keep up with it on your phone, and I want to be able to see kind of where the LSU guys go and have to pay attention to where all the SEC guys go for the other job. And, obviously what the Saints do, what the Chargers do. So I'm still locked in. Like, I'll be locked in, like, even in round 6 and 7.
Okay.
I'm not like watching every single pick.
When your teams are up, you're saying, or are you kind of?
It's like every 30-minute check in, and when you get in the 5th, 6th, 7th round, and you get a recap of what's the last 5 selections. So I pay attention till the end.
Coming up next here on Off the Bench, let's talk about some of the LSU names that could potentially hear their name called, as well as maybe some options for the Saints at 60. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Look, if you're looking for a rental, shout out to our girl Lisa Sessions in the rental department over there at All-Star Toyota. You will find the best rental prices anywhere at All-Star. So you want to save money for your summer trip if you're going to Disney or like wherever and you got to load up the family, don't put miles on your car. Don't go with an expensive rental car company. Go with All-Star Toyota, get the Sienna, the minivan, whatever your family needs. Save money and have fun on that road trip. And don't put your car at risk.
T mentioned whatever your family needs, and we tell you every single day, no matter what those needs are, they can be met over at All-Star. They've got multiple vehicles. Look, we've got 4 different people in this room, 4 different vehicles and 4 different needs, but they can meet all of that, including multiple options for that big family. So don't think that you size yourself out of a midsize SUV. The 4Runner has been perfect for me and my family.
Yeah, so go to All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com. Again, All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
$12,500 off MSRP. Bayou Ford wants to put you in a brand new 2020 Ford Expedition today with $12,500 off MSRP. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service, HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At Front to Back, they got not one, but two NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to Front to Back Boat Service.
50 years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help, and working with...
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, recapping round 1 of the draft and getting you set for the rest of the draft and the weekend at the box. Join us 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, hour number 2, breaking down the NFL Draft Day 1 of the books, Day 2 coming up. We talked a little Lawrence to Jacksonville. We talked a little Trey Lance, talked a little Zach Wilson, talked a little Fields. We have not talked Mac Jones to New England. What are your feelings, Jake, on Jones and Belichick team? You know, going from Nick Saban to Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're going from Saban, Belichick's the next step there. So
yeah,
no surprises for him popping up. And obviously Saban and Bill have a great relationship, so they talked about the pick. And you know, Bill being the friends that they are, it's like, hey, give me the book. Like, should we select him? So you get the stamp of approval there. Goes into an interesting quarterback room. You've got 2 former Auburn quarterbacks, Cam Newton, Jarrett Stidham, in place. So
Somebody had a really good joke where you remember the old yogurt commercial with Cam Newton and the little boy. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Basically saying that boy, that was Mac Jones in that commercial. Now he's fully grown up and he's coming for Cam's job. But I mean, what do you think, though, dude? Because Belichick, of course, is out there saying, look, Cam Newton's still our starter. Him and Jarrett Stidham are going to compete for the job.
Then why'd you select him at 15, Bill? I do think Cam's a starter. I think Cam is a starter. But how long? What's the field going to be if Cam starts out and the team's 1-3? He's not playing well, and you've got this quarterback who you selected 15th overall. You don't select a quarterback at 15th overall if he's not going to be in the conversation to push for the starting job.
So it is kind of interesting. We're going to learn truly if Mac Jones, how good is he personally, and how much of it was the Alabama, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, right? Because not only will he be on a more even playing field, like all Alabama fans or Alabama players suddenly go through when they get the NFL, but like, who do the Patriots have weapon-wise, right? I mean, he's going from having Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Mincy, or whatever his name is, right? Like some of the best, most dynamic, most dominant receivers in the entire country. Imagine going from that to then you should name a Jets receiver. Who plays receiver for the Patriots right now? Mario, you got any?
N'Keal Harry.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go, dude.
He was a high pick, so.
But point being, those still.
I believe they signed Nelson Aguilar during the off season.
Exciting.
They do have Damian Harris at running back, so you got a former Bama teammate there. Sony Michel's still there.
Again, though, I mean, what?
They signed the top 2 tight ends.
So do you think
Smith and Henry?
So do you think that Mac Jones, and maybe not even here in year one, because you want to allow a guy more than 1 year to develop, but does he become that type of player where he can have that success without those dominant weapons?
It is crazy to think that he probably had better weapons last year on his college team than you could stack them up against each other, even though the Patriots did sign a lot of really good players in the offseason. I think
he spent a lot of money. It was kind of weird money. I guess it wasn't the splashiest, but like you said, the tight ends are strong.
I think that he's going to be okay. I think Mac's going to be okay. I think he's going to be a quarterback that doesn't trip over his own feet, but he doesn't bring a lot of excitement to the position.
I will say this. You can't love selecting the 5th quarterback at 15.
He's going to be Derek Carr.
Just from a pure value. Okay, I mean, look, Derek Carr's
you know what I'm saying? Good. Like, you feel like that career, like you're never bringing up Derek Carr's name when it comes to top quarterbacks, but you don't bring him up as, what are they doing? They got to get that guy out of there.
He had that 1 year where they went 13-3 with Del Rio. They beat the Saints in the last second touchdown. I think he made the Pro Bowl, but I just from a pure base value standpoint, I don't love picking the 5th quarterback at 15 either, right? I mean, that's just we'll see how that ends up working out. Names that could potentially be in play today for LSU guys as we look forward to round 2 and 3. You got Terrace Marshall on the list, who is somebody that was sneaking in the back end of some first and mocks. Certainly anybody who needs a weapon. Marshall, I mean, is Elijah Moore still out there as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So do you think Marshall or Elijah Moore goes off the board first?
Just depends on needs at receiver. You're looking for a slot. You're looking for someone that can play on the outside as well.
Jabril Cox is a name to pay attention to. Interestingly enough, the New Orleans Saints could be in the market for Jabril Cox. Of course, the Notre Dame linebacker is still around as well. Great coverage linebacker. He'll probably go before the Saints. We'll get a chance at 60. But when I was looking at PFF's round 2 mock draft, it was interesting to see Cox line up with the Saints. Now, as we said, the New Orleans Saints are not beholden to group things. So you're trying to use a mock draft as an indicator of what you expect them to do would be a bit surprising, or it's just it's going to lead you to probably being wrong. However, like you said, from a need standpoint, if you think the defensive end maybe didn't fit their needs, Jabril Cox would absolutely fit their needs.
He would check that box of a linebacker that can be next to Demario Davis in the box, and also someone that has really good coverage skills. And we kind of talked about it yesterday. You know, your nickel Sam type guy that can really play both positions, and he did it well at LSU. And at times, he wasn't put in the best position, but go back and you look at the Texas A&M game. He covered a really good tight end all game long, and you didn't see anything, happen against him. He was really good in coverage. That's what they're looking for. Pick makes a lot of sense, so it probably won't happen.
One thing that he did do that is a big reason why Peyton Turner, the head Turner, got selected as well was they both did very well at the Senior Bowl. The Saints apparently love that. So if you're looking for a kind of feather in Jabril Cox's cap, that would be something to potentially look out for. It could look, when it's all said and done, I do feel like Jabril Cox, he just fits what the modern NFL linebacker is so well. I think you're going to look back and really, really kick yourself as an LSU fan that you got this guy as a transfer and ended up having the year that you had, because I do think he's going to be really good in the NFL for a long time.
Yeah, I think Jacoby is kind of in the same mold as well. I'd love to see Jacoby go to a situation where they play him as that hybrid, safety linebacker, guy that's a third down specialist. He has a lot of value. His size, he's a true 4.5 guy, extremely athletic, as we saw in the vertical and some of the other testing. So Jacoby's going to kind of fall in the same mold. Obviously, Cox is above him in the draft rankings, but if you can even get a guy like Jacoby Stevens in the 3rd, 4th round, I still think he has starter potential.
So other names that could potentially go off in the 3rd. So do you think Tyler Shelvin makes it up into that top 3?
I do. He'll go 2nd round, but he's not falling far in the 3rd round if he did. I mean, so
you think he has potential to go 2, and then so late 2, early 3rd?
Yeah.
Do you have a team? I mean, the Saints, I don't think would. There's probably too many red flags and not enough of the need interior D line. But in terms of like a Malcolm Brown replacement, he would look like almost like a 1-to-1 type of replacement. So Shelvin go off the board. Kerry Vincent, maybe, probably a bit later.
Yeah, probably a little bit later. Obviously, the speed's there, and we all know his history. We know he's a track guy. Not having tape last year probably hurts him a little bit here. Because he was coming on at the end of that 2019 season. Didn't start great, finished strong. I think people wanted to see him build on that strong ending. He didn't do that. He had the opportunity, but he didn't do it. So 3rd, probably 4th.
I think that the Saints are still in the market for a quarterback as well. Danny, what do you think? If that, let's say that, and Mario, you can get involved as well, but let's say that Davis Mills cat, and who else would be kind of an equivalent comp for Davis Mills at this point in terms of like a high upside quarterback? I guess one of the things I like about Mills is just that he was the number 1 quarterback in the country coming out of high school, which whatever that's worth. I'm not saying be married to that in terms of meaning he's going to be good, but that's a guy that from a ceiling standpoint has massive potential, but it was multiple bad injuries that kind of held him back, which maybe that's why you avoid draft that guy, right? Because he had multiple bad injuries, but just from a talent standpoint, Davis Mills, if you can get him in round 3, would feel very interesting to me. Because, I mean, look, the Saints are sitting there and they're saying they're completely, happy with their quarterback room, but surely they're still in the quarterback market, Jake, right?
I think they are. And there's some intriguing names. Davis Mills is one. Kyle Trask.
I guess Trask is still out.
You've got N-Book out there. I'm not high on Kellen Mond, but some people are. Felipe Franks is out there. I mean, a guy that we've heard how talented he was for a long time, but it just seemed like all the pieces never came together, although he was much better at Arkansas than he was at Florida.
I like Franks not as an NFL player. I like Franks as a college player who I just like what he did at Arkansas, right? Going there, not just kind of hanging it up and continuing to grind, brought Arkansas to a real nice year, got a little juice in that program they hadn't had in a while, but I don't know how he translates to the league. I don't know if I see it either. Danny, what about you? You think the Saints end up with a quarterback in round 3 today?
I mean, I wouldn't hate it. If it would be Davis Mills or Kyle Trask, I'd go with Kyle Trask, though. I like Kyle
over
Trask.
Davis Mills. I mean, he definitely has more on-field accomplishments. I just don't think that physically he has the ceiling of a Mills. What about you, Mario?
Yeah, Jeremy Fowler from ESPN actually reported a few weeks ago that the Saints were interested in Kyle Trask. I don't know how true that is, but that report is out there. And for me, I saw him play against LSU a couple times, and he kind of earned my respect in those games. In 2019, he really held his own against one of the best teams in the history of college football.
Yeah, he engineered 5 75-yard touchdown drives in a row before Dan Mullen was like, hey, let's throw the other guy in.
Yeah,
and he threw a pick.
And then last year, after the whole shoe fiasco, he still gets Florida down the field and in a position to tie the game. Obviously, the kicker doesn't come through. So Kyle Trask has a little bit of mental toughness to him.
I'm a bigger fan of Kyle Trask than most. I forget who it was I heard the other day just hating on Kyle Trask.
My phone, when I type in trash, does autocorrect it to trash.
Okay.
So, I mean, you got to talk to Apple.
I can't not say this on the air. When we called the game in 2019, my color guy has a heavy Latin American accent, and every time he said Kyle Trask, it sounded like he was saying
Kyle Trash.
Kyle Trash, exactly, just like that.
That 2019 game though, he had a bum knee. He hurt his knee the week before.
Yeah,
he came in and he went punch for punch with one of the best offenses we've ever seen for 3.5 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
And he grew legs with me that day because I was like, okay, this guy's got something to him. He had some bad games down the stretch, but he was still really good for a bulk of last football season. I've said for a long time, I'd love the Saints to get Kyle Trask in the later rounds, second, third, fourth round, whatever it might be. I think he is a guy that has always been bet against, and every time you bet against him, he's proven you wrong. He's got a lot of talent, in my opinion. I don't know where he goes today, but
I wonder if you're drafting a quarterback in the third, is it smarter to go with the guy who is more proven or to go with the guy who you think has more potential? Right? Because third for a quarterback is already kind of a long shot. So do you go with the long shot that maybe has more upside or the long shot that's maybe going to bring you more stability? Like maybe he can start the game. Maybe he becomes a quality backup that you end up using.
And for me, I want the guy that I've seen do it at the highest level, which is the SEC.
Okay.
I'd love to have a Kyle Trask. I just the upside play like of a Davis Mills. Okay, well, Davis Webb from Cal a couple years ago was the same guy. Man, this guy, he was a guy that went to Texas Tech and then he went to Cal, and he's got so much upside. It's like, where's Davis Webb? I don't know. There's Davis Webb still in the NFL. But, like, we've seen that guy before. I'd rather personally have the guy that I've seen go against an Alabama team last year, and he was within an eyelash of winning the SEC championship game. I mean, they had the ball with a chance with the last series. Okay, now, they were backed up on, like, the 5-yard line. It was never going to happen, but they scored 40 points in that game. Right, and then all of his weapons opt out in the bowl game. The bowl game was just horrific. We understand all of that. But I'd rather see a guy that I know against 2019 LSU, against 2020 Alabama, showed me a lot. Give me that guy over the guy that might be good because his high school tape was good, or he's got the strongest arm at the Elite 11 camp, and he just never really played at Stanford. That's just me personally.
Yeah. Now, but it was ACLs. They got him at Stanford, which is also scary. Like I said, that's scary in its own right. I'm not saying that that's a feather. I'm just saying that it's not like he got there and couldn't win the job. It was injuries that kind of defined his time in college. So I think the Saints are in the market for a quarterback, and I'll be interested to see if they act on that today. When do you think Trask goes? Like, you think he's still around in the fourth? That feels a little deep.
I think he goes. I think he goes in the third round.
Okay.
I think he goes in the third round.
Yeah. So
I do think a team will fall in love with Davis Mills and the arm talent and all that. I think he could go in the second round. A lot of people love Kellen Mond, man. I don't know why. And look, he played his worst games against LSU for the most part, so maybe we're a little biased.
A lot of A&M's quarterbacks play their worst games against LSU for some reason.
So
we'll see. Going to be a fascinating draft day 2 and 3 to play out. Keep it locked right here. More Off the Bench next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to GEAUXroof.com. 927-8300 is the number to call. I just spelled it out for you, but GoRoof.com. GEAUX is the number. Well, that's not a number, is it? That's a website. Is the website to go to. Look, when you call Go Roof, first off, you're going to get an idea what it's like to work with them and deal with them, and you're going to really enjoy that process. But more so than that, you're going to get that free professional estimate. If you think you have a roofing problem, call them. They come out there. They look at your situation for free. So you make a fully informed decision about, okay, what do I want to do next? They're, of course, licensed, bond, insured, and they offer a 2-year workmanship guarantee on top of the manufacturer warranty. So they stand by their work before, during, and after the process. And you'll find that when you work with Go Roof, you get a beautiful new roof every single time. So what are you waiting for? GoRoof.com, 927-8300. When they answer the phone, hit them with the Roof Stop.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
A certified pre-owned vehicle means that it's been certified by factory-trained technicians. It meets a stringent criteria of over 155-point inspection. We want to make sure that vehicle is mechanically sound and that we have a warranty to back it up. There's no mileage limitation. You can be assured that you're driving a vehicle, you got a good value, you'll get that special financing, those special incentives on certain models, and some of the other amenities that you get with a certified pre-owned vehicle.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, recapping round one of the draft and getting you set for the rest of the draft and the weekend at the box. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Talking a lot of NFL draft thus far today. More LSU names to come, more Saints names to come. No massive surprises last night, but some interesting movement. Nonetheless, some interesting moments. Nonetheless, like I said, I still think Justin Fields is pretty fast. I guess, we haven't really talked about on this show, and it sounds weird because I guess we talked about it so much last night and off the air, is the big Aaron Rodgers news from yesterday. So Aaron Rodgers basically comes out, and this all makes sense. He's been lining up all summer, right? He's been offering all kind of quotes about the beautiful mystery of the future, and I can't say if I would be here or, who can say where we will end up. Less aggressive than Kyle Shanahan's nobody could be alive. Maybe nobody will even make it till Monday. Aaron took a little more romantic approach, but a very similar kind of non-answer, like I don't want to commit to anything, right? Well, it has now come out, and the timing of this leak is fascinating. That it would happen on draft day right before the draft. Yeah. But it has now come out that Aaron Rodgers, for months now, has been telling Green Bay he wants out. At least some. It says some Packers front office members that he wants out. Apparently, the GM and company have been flying to California constantly to see him and trying to talk him out of this, trying to bring him back. They are saying there is no way they are trading Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers' camp is saying he wants to be traded, and his preferred destinations would be Las Vegas, Denver, and San Francisco. What was your reaction when these headlines started to break yesterday?
You know who I wouldn't piss off? And that's the guy that threw for 4,300 yards, 48 touchdowns, and only 5 interceptions last year. But Green Bay seems to continue to do so. And
I love that this story breaks and they draft a corner, but continue. Yeah.
And for me, it's just how many times can look, I'm a full believer. If you're a top 5 quarterback, the front office should absolutely ask for your opinion. Not to say the final decision, but say, what do you think in this situation? Because Aaron Rodgers is the face of the Green Bay Packers, one of the most famous franchises in all of sports, right? And he's really good. He just won the MVP last year. And I feel like you've got him, out there at times with running backs wearing number 88 and receivers that we don't know until Aaron Rodgers makes us know them. Now he's got Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams is a beast.
He's a beast. He's got that.
But stack beast.
But for the most time in Green Bay, he hasn't had that. And then you draft a quarterback that you trade up for when you're in this window to win now. Like you're in the AFC Championship game the year before, and you trade up for a quarterback that doesn't dress in the games. That makes no sense to me. And then you get a corner in this year's draft, a corner that had a third-round grade in a lot of places, and you select him in the first round. Again, no weapons.
And again, for the second year in a row, an especially deep offensive weapon class.
Yes. So I understand his frustration. I understand why he would, say, you know what, guys, we've had a hell of a run. It looks like y'all have moved on because y'all selected a quarterback in the first round last year. Let me go be me for 3-4 more years somewhere else. Let me have what Peyton Manning had in Denver.
Yep. He's chasing that. He's seen, again, what Tom Brady has, how he has flourished getting out of Belichick and getting out of Tampa, where basically they do whatever he wants, bring in whoever he wants. Also, Bruce Arians, a much more kind of player-friendly coach than Belichick was. And look, I think it's a classic thing where I think the Packers are just taking Rodgers for granted. Right? I mean, and I wonder, how much do you think of this, Jake, is almost franchise cockiness? Because the Packers are NFL royalty in terms of franchise, right? And they've almost been good throughout their entire history. Now, obviously, with Magic McCown, you know what? I don't know if that, the 70s were bad for them, and I guess a lot of the 80s are bad, but then you roll into Rodgers and, Favre into Rodgers, and all of a sudden you're talking about 30 years of relevance just split between those two guys. I wonder, have they entered Jerry Krause Last Dance syndrome where they think it's more about the organization and less about the player? That's kind of where the New England Patriots ended up, and maybe they still end up justifying that, but in year one, there is no doubt, and you see a lot of the old Patriots players saying this, Tom Brady was the Patriot way, more in the organization, more than the coaches were, so I can't help but wonder if the Packer front office maybe drank the organizational Kool-Aid a little too deeply.
There's something to that for sure. And when you fall into that, as we've seen franchises do, and I'm sure the Cowboys thought, oh, Aikman, Smith, and Irvin, they're great, but it's a star. It's a star that got those 3 Super Bowls. It wasn't those guys. No, it was those guys, right? And they haven't been relevant since then. So you can definitely fall into that. And, when you make the decision like they did last year with the quarterback, okay, you're not going to trade him. Okay, so Jordan Love's going to have at max 3 years then? 5-year contract, so he's going to have 3 years. So is that going to be justified? Because there's no guarantee that a cat from the West Coast is going to sign back in Green Bay. You got lucky when Aaron did it, but there's no guarantee that, you know what, that snow, the Green Bay, that ain't for me.
Yeah.
So,
also, I mean, Aaron's showing no real signs of slowing down. So, like you said, like what is Love's window even to play here? If he did get traded to the Broncos, think about that AFC West quarterback room, right? You're gonna have Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, and then Justin Herbert playing catch up. Now Derek Carr is kind of the odd man out, but he's not bad. That would be pretty fascinating.
It would be, and it's funny. So
would the Broncos become the favorite over the Chiefs?
That's what I was about to say. So we've seen some quarterbacks, be rumored to be available, and everybody has Denver on their list. Have you noticed that?
I think I think it's multiple reasons. I think that Denver is, first off, I think people love Denver and Colorado just as a city, right?
It is a fantastic city. I only got to
it's
spend
hip, it's
like
cool.
2 years there, but I loved it.
Yeah, and that's what everybody says. And so it's hip, it's cool. And then the quarterback lineage is pretty fascinating with Elway getting now. Elway had to lose 4 Super Bowls before he eventually got through and got the 2 at the end. But then Manning kind of laid this pathway for stepping into a ready-made roster, making it happen. You know that Elway, as an owner, if you're a proven quarterback, he's not good at evaluating, maybe young quarterbacks, but with proven quarterbacks, he kind of, he understands what it's like to be that face and how you need to be treated and get that leeway. And then hasn't Peyton killed it business-wise in the Denver area as well?
He loves it. He still lives there.
Yeah, so I think, exactly, and that was just the tail end of his career.
Yeah.
So I think the attraction to Denver, Colorado is layered. And really, when you're talking about the Broncos, there's a pretty good roster. They just don't have a quarterback, and they got injured to all hell last year. They were kind of right behind the Niners in terms of injuries, I feel like.
They do have offensive weapons with Melvin Gordon. They got Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Noah Fant. So they got some weapons as well. KJ Hamler is a nice player. So yesterday, when I mentioned, Teddy Bridgewater being traded there, that takes him out of the quarterback market. Got some pushback on that.
Yeah,
Turns out they
pushback.
selected a defensive back in the first round. Not to say they can't later in the draft, even though they do have Jeff Driscoll, I believe, is there as well already as a third quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
But so everything I said yesterday about them being out of the quarterback market and they traded for Teddy Two Gloves and all that. If Aaron Rodgers wants to go there, that's a different scenario.
Yeah, maybe that's why
that is a different scenario. Okay. I'll move. Hey, what do you want? Yeah. Hey, Drew, you're going to Green Bay or whoever. You know, whatever you got to trade to be able to get like Aaron Rodgers.
I don't think Drew Lock is making it in the Aaron Rodgers trade.
No,
Right? I mean, it's going to be some bigger names. I will. It'll be fascinating to see if that comes to pass. I still find it so hard to fathom that Green Bay would actually trade him, no matter how toxic the situation became. Like, could you see Aaron Rodgers pushing it to that toxicity point? Because it's a lot of whining and stamping of the feet. Like I said, maybe Woodley's gassing him up. Who knows, dude? Tell him to be his best self. It's time for you to do you, Aaron, and get what you deserve. And I could.
Eric can bust. He can bust in that door and say, "If you don't want to move me, why in the hell did you draft a quarterback that you traded up for? If you didn't want to move me, if I'm playing this contract out, why did you do what you did?
Yeah, but you also can't trade the MVP.
Right? You can. You can.
I guess
you can do it.
Anything. Yeah.
And look, if Aaron Rodgers is just like, hey, I'm fine. Hey, I'm going to go host Jeopardy. See how good Jordan does. I'm good. I'm done.
If you were the Saints,
he has some leverage.
If you were the Saints, would you give up 4 first-round picks for Aaron Rodgers? Danny's nodding his head vigorously. No. I'm in, dude. I am such a sniveling, horrible hypocrite after calling Aaron Rodgers the biggest fraud in the NFL at the beginning of last season. Nothing would make me happier than if he were to join the New Orleans Saints. I mean, you would be an immediate Super Bowl contender again.
So I mentioned Peyton.
Good weapons and a good offensive line, Aaron.
No, listen, we mentioned Peyton going to Denver, okay? When you get a chance to get a quarterback like that still got some juice left, an all-time great, and you feel like he can help your franchise, I'm okay giving up some capital to get that guy. Because Denver was able to parlay that into a Super Bowl loss, but an appearance, a Super Bowl win.
Yep.
And I'll be honest with you, 2012 might have been our best team. We got beat on a Hail Mary because our safety wasn't deeper than the deepest with 30 seconds left. I think we win a Super Bowl that year.
It sucks.
So that's 3, in my opinion, like Super Bowl caliber teams. And when you get a Peyton Manning, people want to follow. Man, in 2012, like Keith Brookings signed with us, and Brandon Stokely and Dan Copen and all these vets signed with us because Peyton was there. Like everybody wanted, like Jim Leonard, like all these vets at the very end. What did Tampa do last year? Kind of did the same.
And
you go get some guys. Hey, Rob. Hey, come on back for me. Hey, Leonard Fournette, we'll take you. Come on over here. And they pieced it. Antonio Brown, they pieced together this team because of Tom. They wanted to be there because of Tom. Aaron has that same feel.
Danny in the chat, I'd sell my left nut for Rodgers. Proud of you, Danny.
What about your right one?
That's the type of commitment that we're looking for to get Aaron down here to the 504. We'll get Flynn to text him and tell him that.
There's a reason Tom Brady wanted to come to New Orleans.
That is so true. I just wish Aaron felt the same way.
Yeah, he knew what the Saints had. He's like, we would be immediate Super Bowl contender.
Aaron, we got Mike Thomas, Alvin Kamara. You're going to have two of the best tackles in the league protecting you. DeMario Davis on defense. Come on, dude, please.
All-star comment by Mike inside the chat. Do you think Aaron could beat out Kendall Hinton, the guy that had to play quarterback that was a receiver in the Saints game?
With the Broncos.
The poor guy.
That poor man.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that was such a weird COVID thing. Worked out for Taysom, though. All right, we got to go to break. When we get back, close at hour number 2. Hour number 3, we got Mincy and Playboy Marty stopping by. Megan making money. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to advantaclean.com, advantaclean.com. Fire damage, water damage, mold damage. Ugh, scary stuff, right? Well, when you work with AdvantaClean, they are your literal one-stop shop to solving these very overwhelming problems. They're open 24/7, 365, and so you want to call 369-5228, 369-5228. They fix it, they document it, and they deal with the insurance company for you. So the first and only call needs to be to AdvantaClean, 369-5228.
It can be scary, but it doesn't have to be with AdvantaClean because you can't have that plan in place if you own a business, right? Because there's nothing worse than if you open your doors and, oh no, there's water everywhere. We're going to miss so many days, so much missed revenue in a year where we already missed revenue because of the pandemic. But if you have that plan in place, they know your space. They come out and they get you back and up and running as quick as possible.
Go to AdvantaClean.com today. Again, 369-5228, AdvantaClean.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
$12,500 off MSRP. Bayou Ford wants to put you in a brand new 2020 Ford Expedition today with $12,500 off MSRP. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
What if you could truly energize your body and mind from the most fundamental level, your cells? Cellivate is a revolutionary health-aware approach to energy, focus, and mood enhancement, packing everything you need to optimize your mind and body from the inside out. The unique formula combines top-notch cellular energizers, nootropics, herbal extracts, and powerful antioxidants, all in one sugar-free 12-ounce can. Elevate your cells. Cellivate.
Have you been issued a ticket for texting, speeding, or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at...
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, recapping round 1 of the draft and getting you set for the rest of the draft and the weekend at the box. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Whoa, what a full studio if you're watching on CST. Where did these degenerates come from?
Just let anybody in these days.
Ah, there we go. It's Pat Mahomes and his producer, Playboy Marty. No, it's Ben Mintz, Playboy Marty. Fresh in from the Northeast. They have come back home. It is Playboy Marty's 30th birthday. When was your actual birthday?
It's literally
Oh, wait, hold on, Marty. Kick on the... Oh, it's literally today.
Yeah, literally today.
Playboy.
Thought about ringing it in Fred's last night, but decided against that. We had to be up early.
Yeah, so what did y'all get into? You want a little LeBears? What did y'all do last night?
Man, it went pretty
Barstool?
late, to be honest, and we knew we were getting up early doing stuff, so we're saving the turn-up days tonight.
Yeah,
I think Marty's ready to turn it up.
Yeah, tonight's the big party day.
We were, dude, I mean, yeah, the draft, they have become experts at dragging that thing out. We were struggling last night by... We got to the point where
11.
Like, we wanted to kill the stream. We're like, hey, we got to see the same thing. We got to see the same thing. Like, oh, Peyton Turner. And it's kind of like, oh, we waited for all that. Sure.
Yeah, then Marty, he asked me, he goes, you want to do a wrap-up video? I'm like, no. If they took Elijah Moore, I'd be bouncing off the room right now.
Well, so that is the question from a hypothetical standpoint. What pick would have made Saints fans happy? I do think it's an offensive guy, right? Whether it's Elijah Moore, Terrace Marshall, they would have been like, oh, hell yeah. But like
Notre Dame linebacker.
Just because of like pure value where he's normally mocked and versus need. But then again, like we said, nobody chose him, right? So like the kind of
I don't think
group
anybody was choosing
odds.
Peyton Turner either.
No, that's fair. All I'm saying is because we read all these, everything goes back to what Connor Rodgers talks about. The NFL draft is so much of people talking on things when we're not actually doing the ground level scouting work. And so if everybody just starts calling this Notre Dame linebacker first round, you're like, oh, hell yeah, he is. It looks like maybe teams a bit lighter on him than we thought. And like you said, it seems like maybe teams are a bit higher on Turner than we thought. And he matches the athletic score, so I don't know, man. We'll see. Coming up next hour, though, we'll get into some gambling talk, obviously. We got Making Money coming up at 9:30 as well. Going to give you some picks. And stick around. It's going to be a fun
college
OTB
baseball.
OT.
We got Mincy here.
Yeah. Got to get Marty a win. Got to get Marty a win tonight for your birthday with Landon Marceau.
Yeah, I hope so.
Dude.
I hope so.
We'll talk. Yeah, we haven't actually touched. We've been so draft heavy. We haven't touched much on LSU Arkansas today. So we'll do that when we get back here on OTB. Keep it locked. 104.5, 100.3, 94.7, 1130, and out CST.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Ochsner.org today, Ochsner.org for all of your healthcare needs. Look, man, when you're talking about Ochsner, you're talking about the service that they offer are bountiful. And it doesn't matter if you're on the North Shore, you're in New Orleans, you're in Baton Rouge. Ochsner has facilities for you. Check out Ochsner Performance Training. If you're looking to get bigger, stronger, faster, junior high, high school, it doesn't really matter. They can help you accomplish those athletic goals with the latest and greatest in training techniques. And then also check out the new football academy. that they have. Or if you just have any orthopedic needs, you got like wrist, elbow, shoulder, anything, let Ochsner be your guide to getting your health back and getting back to that quality of life that you had previously. Don't just accept that you have to have these nagging issues for all time. And don't just think that you automatically know what the solution is. Is it surgery? Potentially. Maybe it's not. They have the most cutting-edge non-surgical techniques and the best physical therapy facilities in the state. Go to Ochsner.org today. That's Ochsner.org.
A certified pre-owned vehicle means that it's been certified by factory-trained technicians. It meets a stringent criteria of over 155-point inspection. We want to make sure that vehicle is mechanically sound and that we have a warranty to back it up. There's no mileage limitation. You can be assured that you're driving a vehicle, you got a good value, you'll get that special financing, those special incentives on certain models, and some of the other amenities that you get with a certified pre-owned vehicle.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service, HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At Front to Back, they got not one, but two NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to Front to Back Boat Service.
50 years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help, and working with zoos across the world to protect endangered species. Today, our future is taking flight by stretching the possibilities of what your zoo can become, while we keep it fun and affordable for everyone. Thanks for coming along.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her Ochsner primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Ochsner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Ochsner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyer.
Good morning, everybody. It's 9 a.m. on Friday, April 30th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect to see thunderstorms with a high of 81. In case you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch that up at the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. Coming up today on OTBOT. Playboy Marty and Ben Mintz of Barstool sit in for the 9 a.m. hour, and FanDuel's Megan Making Money stops by at 9:30. You can follow today's show on Twitter and Instagram at OTB_ESPN. Watch us live on the 1045 ESPN YouTube channel and interact inside the Bayou Ford chat. Make sure to subscribe to the Off the Bench page. OTBOT starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, ho, ho. And a bottle of fun. That's what we're going to have this hour. Here on OTBOT, Mincy, Jake, Playboy Marty, Mario, Danny. It's a full studio. up in Chia this morning. I'm 1 hour away from being on a week-long vacation, so excuse me if your boys got a little senior. Hey, Jake, enjoy the other 3-hour show you have to do today. That's going to be so fun. Bet you can't wait for that. That's going to be awesome.
I'm excited
Marty's
to go off
gonna
campus with Mark Packer.
Marty's going to be out partying for his birthday.
Hey, we're still working.
Y'all are taking in the LSU Arkansas game, and you'll be talking about
I'm making money though.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That feels good. That always feels good. Yes. Bumping up that bank account a little bit, man.
Per show deal.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Come on, dude. Hook me up, dude. Serious. Where you at? I'll give you a little per show, bro. I can fill in. Throw your boy a bone.
You're talking about taking vacations. We'll take
Hey,
vacations.
chill.
That's kind of a theme this week.
Well, yeah. So, Mincy, you dealt with your own vacation drama the other day, where you decided to tweet out that okay, look, I'm finally going on vacation. I was playing a long time. I'm very excited, and your boss man, Dave Portnoy, hopping up in the mentions. And what did he say? He said, if I die, I want to come back as Ben Mintz.
Yeah, well, so it's been a funny dynamic with me at Barstool because I wasn't the biggest stoolie before. I followed Dave and Big Cat. And so there's all kinds of like Barstool cultural stuff that I still don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But apparently vacation shaming is like a thing at Barstool.
Makes sense.
And they can't, like, pardon my take, they always hammer Hank when he goes on vacation. I had no clue of all this, of course. I mean, I'm just oblivious to it. I was thinking, I've been out here grinding hard for 6 months, whatever.
Yeah, it's like you have a job. You get 2 weeks of vacation.
Yeah, and also I hadn't seen my dad and stepmom really since COVID started. So, I mean, I was all about it. But, I mean, it was fine. I just shouldn't have mentioned it.
I mean, you literally crafted the worst possible tweet for it. You were just like, hey, I'm going on vacation.
I mean, I will say, it's something that I always think about outside looking in. Y'all have a 24/7 work lifestyle. It's a
lifestyle. It's totally a lifestyle. When I'm sleep's the only time. I mean, it gets to the point anytime I go eat or go to the gym or whatever, everything's in play. Yeah. No matter what I do, it's somehow content.
And I definitely get that from how do the guys with families make it work? I know Big Cat just had a kid, Brandon Walker has 4 kids, and I kind of hear him getting ripped for that at times. How do you make that work up there?
They both keep it as private as they can. I mean, I know.
No, just from a time standpoint. Yeah, no, I don't know. I mean,
because when I leave this job, my wife works as well, and we're 50-50 everything. So when I get done noon, 1, whenever we get home around here, I just go to dad duty, and I have to do dad duty up until bedtime. And so obviously, I'm guessing they make well enough. We know they have people helping out in that regard, but just crazy because Walker has 4 kids.
Walker's wife, I think, is a saint.
And then he does
I know mine is for having 4 kids. Yeah. I mean, my wife's a saint. You have to. There's no other way to survive.
And then he does wrestling stuff on on the side and everything. It's wild,
and
man.
Goes to all the events and stuff.
Yeah. But hey, but obviously the grind's paying off because y'all boys are killing it. What is this? Hashtag Ask Barstool. Okay, this kicks off our baseball conversation nicely.
Okay.
John Joliffe in the chat. Hashtag Ask Barstool. Any momentum with college baseball regular season books getting open?
So, okay, there is behind the scenes. We're working on it. It isn't going to happen this year, but I think there's a chance we're going to have some lines for during the NCAA tournament in Omaha. And look, I promise the people that are running behind the scenes know the urgency and are on it, and I'm hoping for next year. And I think it is momentum. When you look at college baseball right now, for y'all, for example, y'all watch LSU games.
Yep. Right.
You're all about watching LSU games.
Yep.
If you can bet, even if you're betting $20, whatever, if you can bet on the games, you'll watch the other ones. And that's where everybody is in college baseball. And so I think it's going to help grow the game a ton when we get it going. And I think it's coming. I just I can't give you a time frame, though.
I think in the Southeast, on the books in the Southeast, SEC baseball, I mean, we live and die by LSU baseball. But if I could throw $20 on Ole Miss Vandy, I'm going to pay even more attention to Ole Miss Vandy.
Duke, Clemson.
Yeah. Well, what about with the Barstool Sportsbook, is that something where y'all could just do those lines even if nobody else does? Is that how that works?
That's above my pay.
Yeah, so no, it's they got to find the right legal operator, and it's a whole thing. But I promise it's something I'm all over them about, and the people that are running it get it, and it's coming. I just can't. I wish I had a more concrete answer.
Did they know at Barstool that college baseball had this passion in the Southeast?
I don't think quite. I don't think quite as much.
I'm sure from your videos, they're like, wait, what?
Yeah, well, I mean...
Carabas seemed like he loved the beer shower video.
Yeah, he was into it early now that the Red Sox are good and just baseball and just the major leagues are kicked off. Yeah, and it makes so much sense with the Barstool fan base for people to be into college baseball because they're all total goobs, and like it's baseball before like the fun of it has been sucked out of them, and they've been riding buses in crappy towns and stuff.
Well, and the great part about college baseball too is like it's exactly what you saw in Game 3 of LSU Ole Miss the other day. You might see a crazy comeback like that every now and then in the MLB, but like college baseball players are fallible enough where, a 9-1 lead with 4 outs left can evaporate in the blink of an eye. So you always have this kind of element of hope no matter how badly the game's going for
especially in those. What's funny is when they do come out with lines on it, where they're going to have over-unders at like 6.5 on Friday games and like 14 on Sundays. Because it's so funny how different it is. Because the Fridays, you see these frontline first-round guys. Every game's 2-1, 3-2, just these awesome pitchers duels. And then by Sunday, these teams are just out of guys, throwing them out of the bullpen. These Sunday, the Arkansas-Ole Miss game a couple weeks ago, Ole Miss was down 11-0 and came back to tie 14-14 and lost 18-14. Dude, all hell breaks loose in these Sunday games. And, that was kind of what happened last Saturday. That Oxford one. Ole Miss's season was literally just going down the crapper, about to get swept at home by LSU. And then, a 3-run bomb, a grand slam, and a walk-off on the first pitch of the ninth. That was one of the wildest comebacks I've ever seen at Swayze.
How about series totals? I just had that idea. That would be fun.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, Marty, there we go, dude. Some new levels of degeneracy here.
As we know, it'd be weird to bet baseball because Major League Baseball, it's like you're going to get a run and a half or a plus 1.5 or either way, right? And that's kind of what you're getting if you're not going straight money line. In college baseball, you could have like -6.5.
I've seen them do that, like offshore lines would do that. Where I saw sometimes you'll see because they'll have lines for the NCAA tournament. And when a 1 seed's playing a 4, it'll be like the 1 seed -5.5.
And that's
when they're playing like
baseball,
a swag school or something,
right? Yeah,
makes sense. But the series total would be so funny. You're winning like 11-5 on Sunday, and you're like, "Come on, we gotta score 8-12."
Especially if you're going to all the games, that'd be great. Yep.
Okay, so are y'all gonna go to the games this weekend? I know. So y'all
Friday, Saturday.
Y'all have been banging hard the baseball content, like you said. It is Southeast. Y'all are kind of the Southeast representatives up there with all the Yankees. So what's your plans for LSU Arkansas this weekend?
We're doing Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
And then 100% back at the box this weekend too. Looking forward to getting the atmosphere. And I got to hit Duty Noble and Starkville, Swayze, and Oxford in the box in Baton Rouge. That's 3 of the best 5 stadiums. I need to get to Baum in Arkansas. And I'm getting a lot of heat. People are trying to get me to Texas TCU next week in Fort Worth. I don't think I'm going to be able to play. Well, I want to show that it's not just SEC only. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull that off. But and we're also going to the SEC tournament in Hoover.
Okay.
And that's a great network. If we're trying to grow the Southeast, what a networking opportunity that is. And then we're going to go to Omaha, too. And Penn Gaming has a property in Council Bluffs, Iowa, 5 minutes from Omaha, the Ameristar there. So that's going to work out good, too.
How was it last week being in the midst of Swayze for that comeback? I know the video afterwards was pretty epic. And it all comes on the heels of a very defeated tweet where I could tell you were feeling a little down.
And I never say anything negative. I know. That was what was funny. I was just
you were in a low moment. You were feeling a little down, talking about LSU and all
We've been hyping up that party in the SIP, and it was just a morgue all weekend. And there was no energy in the stadium, nothing. And then they just came back right when I said, literally,
how many people stuck around?
A decent bit.
Well, the spring game was the same day, so I was wondering what the score
right after the baseball.
Yeah, I was wondering with the score if people kind of all right, it's 9-1. Let me go ahead and get my seat ready for the football.
Yeah,
game.
It definitely fizzled out a little bit, but right after it happened, of course I'm mad and all in. But I see the students start to fizzle out, and I'm like, Ben, we got to go do a video right there, right where they're coming out. And
the immediate post-game react videos go off.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's been a thing. That's become a big thing we do well.
And that video's great because you can just see Mush's face in the middle of it, and he has no idea what's going on.
What's going on. And then, Marty, how'd it feel to be an LSU fan deep in probably felt great for most of the weekend.
But but that's the good part about it. Both of y'all kind of won.
Well,
that winning moment.
Right, it was great. Well, it was kind of funny because I haven't really been recognized at all. Why would I? No one, especially in New York, no one's gonna know who I am.
I don't recognize New York that much.
But you have a little bit. But in Oxford, everyone knows Ben.
Really?
And most people that know Ben at least kind of know me and know that I'm an LSU guy. So I'm walking around with my camera, and I've got Barstool logo and stuff, and I'm just here, Playboy Marty, F you. Never really, after not being recognized ever, that was moment of recognition.
Oh, hell yeah. First celebrity moment. F you, man.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, maybe I can flip it. Maybe it can be flipped tonight. I mean, maybe you can get recognized and get the love Playboy.
Yes, if you see Ben Mintz yell, "Hey, Mincy, F you."
Not that.
No. So for tonight, I'll address this. This is a situation, obviously I'm diehard Ole Miss first, but, I have big Louisiana. So I'll be supporting LSU hard.
Yes, look,
Right.
No, and I'll say it publicly here. These Arkansas fans on social media, you're the worst. I'm saying it. Y'all are the worst. I'm coming out saying the stuff I've seen on social media coming to me, and like Brandon Walker came out and called him out and said, y'all are the dumbest fan base, and I kind of stayed away from it.
Yeah.
Didn't want to mess with it. But then what I've seen the last few weeks, especially after the Oxford series, the hell with them.
Okay, hell yeah, okay.
Let's go,
so I
Mincy.
take it back.
Let's go.
Do not say F you to Mincy. He is very clearly pro-Tiger.
That's what I said. I said, no, maybe not the same, but at least recognize my guy,
LSU's
Playboy.
got the best. Even when Arkansas's been great in baseball recently, LSU's gotten the best of them in the series.
They have. We'll see. It's been whatever. They're getting better. Landon Marceau always gives you a shot. Landon Marceau does.
too?
AJ Levis does.
He's a hell of a game in Oxford.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
He's
Great
unbelievable.
game in Oxford.
And he's been the most consistent. He's been almost like a metronome. Like he's just been like automatic in terms of what he's giving you. Obviously the bullpen, whatever. That's the big concern. Bilbo Baggins in the chat, ask Barstool, should someone from Barstool in Louisiana do a Louisiana food test like Portnoy's pizza test?
I've had ideas of doing po' boy reviews around Louisiana. I've definitely done some thinking. And then got some fun stuff coming up in New Orleans.
Yeah. Maybe we'll be eating some tasty foods over there in NOLA sometime soon.
Sooner than later.
Hashtag ask Barstool. Barstool Sports Barstool Sportsbook have a presence in Louisiana or the Mississippi Gulf Coast?
Yes, so Barstool, Penn, that's part of why we're here. LeBairs, Baton Rouge, LeBairs, Lake Charles, Margaritaville, Bossier, and Jacob and I's old stomping grounds, and then Boomtown on the West Bank in NOLA, and then the coast, the Hollywood Gulf Coast, is Barstool. The Barstool Sportsbook, as far as Louisiana goes, there's huge plans coming. That's in the legislature right now. They're trying to figure out if the app is going to pass or not, which we'll publicly say we need. Because everybody wants to be able to just sit at home. They don't have to go.
You don't have to go into the sports book.
Dude.
I can. I'm trying to find time to go back into LeBairs to turn in these 2 tickets I've got burning a hole in my wallet, dude.
Exactly.
And I only got 30 days to get it done. Got to make it happen.
No, just hand it to me or Marty will take it.
Physical tickets,
dude.
But it's coming, and I'm very excited. I think Barstool Sportsbooks are coming to these properties and all kinds of stuff in the future, and I'm lucky. I'm going to be a part of it for sure.
Hell yeah, man. So big plans afoot. All right, when we get back, more Mincy and Playboy Marty. We're supposed to do a director's tier list here. Full disclosure, NFL draft kind of became this thing with a lot of gravitational pull. I don't feel like we're super prepared for it, so we'll come to a decision during the break. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
OTB, OT.
Go to centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org. Boy. Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah.
A lot of bathroom time for your boy lately. Thankfully, no bathroom problems. But if it did have any bathroom problems, 925-8552 is the easy number to call because that's Central Plumbing's number. And when you work with Central Plumbing, even though it's not just residential, commercially as well, you have an office building, business, you need your needs met, they can handle that because they're huge now. But like any plumbing problems, I don't think twice. I just call Central Plumbing. I get flat rate pricing, licensed, bonded, insured, a great warranty after the work is done. So I get that peace of mind throughout the process. And most importantly, my problems are solved and I don't lift a finger, dude.
Look, last night when T-Bob was gone for like 25, 35 minutes,
I was
like,
just checking out some
I don't
stuff.
know what's going on. But you know what? If there is a situation going on, 24/7 emergency response is Central Plumbing. So he could be making a call to 225-925-8552 because no matter what time, even though it's 10:30, they could have come out and fixed T-Bob's situation.
Yeah, so centralplumbing.org, centralplumbing.org. I was just tinkering. I was trying to fix it in there. Couldn't do it. So I had to call centralplumbing.org.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Each year, Guarantee Media hosts a radiothon benefiting dreams come true.
And this year, we need your help more than ever.
We've interviewed these amazing kids, and every one of their stories brings tears to our eyes.
To have a dream granted means more to these families than you'll ever know. And it wouldn't be possible without your help.
Dreams Come True has been hit hard by the events of the past year.
So we're asking for your support and being a part of making dreams come true.
And as always, your dollars stay right here in Louisiana. Thank you.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
$12,500 off MSRP. Bayou Ford wants to put you in a brand new 2020 Ford Expedition today with $12,500 off MSRP. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty, and with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, recapping round one of the draft and getting you set for the rest of the draft and the weekend at the box. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB OT. Full studio in here today. If you're watching on CST, thank you. Spread the word. We got Barstool, Mincy, and Playboy Marty hanging out with us. Mincy, you had an excellent blog recently.
Oh, yeah. We laid it out on that one.
Yeah, man. A year-long journey. It's kind of been, so it's been a year without alcohol for you, right?
Yeah.
A full calendar year now. Mm-hmm. And man, you know, it's one of those things where like I've seen you continue to like slim up and transform and everything, but that before and after picture really drives home.
You see people every month or two,
Yeah, right. It's
so
more
it becomes normal,
It's more gradual, and your brain adjusts as it goes along. It's like anything else in life. But the stark difference between you and that first picture in the Ole Miss fishing shirt versus where you're now, I mean, it's night and day, bro.
Oh, yeah. Well, I remember, too, last fall when I was back here hanging out with you. I remember I looked at you in here, and I was like, dude, this is a different deal. It was before I got Barstool.
Yeah.
Like, just how motivated I am. And I don't know, man. The COVID allowed a lot of people I know did this that used to party real hard. A lot of people reset during the slow time.
Yeah.
It worked. It was good for some and bad for some. But, you know, it was a great time for me because I totally hit the life reset button those 3 months when I was in Oxford. And I was only planning. It wasn't like I was like, hey, I'm never going to drink again or anything like that. I was just like, I need to quit for 3 months to get healthier. Specifically, if I get COVID, I don't need to be obese. I need to be able to fight this thing.
Yeah,
that was a big part of the logic. And like 6 or 7 weeks in, I just felt so good and felt like my life was headed the right way. And then I got hired down here, and I was like, man, I just got to go with the signs of the universe and keep this going. And the reception I got with it down here was great. I laid it out from day one. Like, man, we did shows with Ott and restaurants, casinos all the time.
Yeah.
But everybody was super.
Yeah, you definitely tempted yourself. Like you haven't been like avoid. You've been in the belly of the beast a lot of times in terms of these like drinking establishments.
Baton Rouge is tougher than New York with it too. South Louisiana is its own deal. And people are like, "Oh, how do you is that a Barstool?" I'm like, "That's nothing compared to being in South Louisiana."
Yeah, I mean, we were in bars and restaurants every single night and casinos on the weekend.
But it just becomes some of those things. People are like, "Is it hard?" It's just like, nah, man. I mean, it's once your brain. It's the thing I compare it to is when I go to casinos and I go play poker. I don't see the blackjack or craps. I literally just don't see them, and I program my brain where I just don't see alcohol anymore. And like I can be around it. It's just not something that even exists to me.
Wait, so when you're playing poker, you're saying that you just see things kind of abstractly in numbers?
My main thing is when I walk in the casino, you got to walk through the blackjack, and craps and stuff. That stuff doesn't exist to me, and like alcohol is similar to the pit gambling. It's just something I know not to do. And I just drink sparkling waters, and it's great, and I feel good. And like all kinds of functioning adult stuff I used to struggle with: being on time, wearing a collared shirt, paying bills on time, all this stuff that I literally could never do. Like there's like nothing now. It's just like, oh, it's just what you do. And so it's the way. And I realized too, and looking at the big picture, I have a lot to live for. This is the one sacrifice I have to really make is take care of my health and watch the alcohol and look what I get to live.
Yeah,
literally, this is the only one I have to really make. And I want to live long, and I've got a lot of head still. So that's just the way I'm looking at it.
Well, it was definitely inspirational outside looking at it. It was a great blog, and I feel like the response was great to it as well.
Yeah, the blog. I'm going to start doing weekly blogs. I'm just trying to, with Barstool, everybody has their own lane and contributes in different ways, and so it's all about being versatile. So the blog's a great outlet for me, just something else I can do to contribute. And if I don't know that I'll ever get a response like the one I did to that one, but we're going to keep coming with a weekly blog, just adding to my repertoire.
Hell yeah, man. All right.
That was a rough looking picture on that lift. That's from Ole Miss.
That's what I'm saying.
That's Ole Miss UL Monroe. That was when I went Will Blackwell for the first time too.
Oh, really? I mean, look at this.
Day after getting fired in Shreveport Mosier right there.
Hey, look at the Grove swoop on the right, though. I mean, look at that's.
He is looking very, yeah. Looking very Ole Miss right there for sure with the Grove swoop. Hey, look, I can't hate. I used to have the I had this straight up. We put it up the other day, Danny. If you have the picture of me and Kramer,
well, y'all ain't even
you got some run.
You got some run. To point out that Joe Boo is just sitting here over his shoulder. Come on,
that was the Ole Miss bullpen. Yeah, the guy, like a big fan, always brought Joe Boo with him.
Yeah. So from that to then now, meeting and hanging out with Lane Kiffin for videos promoting Ole Miss. It's just
Dude,
crazy.
It's insane to look back at a year. I lived in 4 cities. I had 3 jobs. I got thanks to our good friends Williamson Eye Center, I got new vision.
Yeah.
I lost 55 to 60 pounds. I quit drinking alcohol. I went, like I said, Shreveport, Oxford, Baton Rouge, New York. I mean, it was like a decade in a year. It was crazy.
All right. Do we want to try to dive into this director tier list now? Danny's going to have to do a lot of this work after the fact. Look, I think maybe we don't belabor it on there and we kind of figure it out maybe a little bit more off air. But if I were going to ask you, who is your S tier director, knowing there's only going to be 3, maybe 4 of these guys, who is your S tier director with a bullet deserves to be at the top of that list?
Martin Scorsese.
Tarantino.
Okay.
I'm with Playboy Marty on Tarantino. I'm with you on Scorsese.
Yeah, I'm with that too.
Yeah. And Danny, I think I'm with you in terms of Nolan as well. Like I said, y'all are coming. I know everybody comes after me because I was saying that Nolan maybe doesn't affect the most emotion in his movies, but that doesn't mean that his movies aren't very good.
I mean, he doesn't miss. Nolan doesn't miss.
So what do you do then? So if those are your 3 S tiers, is Steven Spielberg S tier?
He misses sometimes.
I was thinking Back to the Future 2 and 3.
I like 2.
Good.
I like 2.
2's good. Come on now. It's not 1, but 2's still pretty good. Did he do 3? 3 has the feeling of like I don't know if I don't know. I don't know either way.
Did he do the last Indiana Jones?
He definitely executive produced Crystal Skull. I'm pretty sure he directed it. Even Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom is great.
Like his
I love Ark of the Covenant.
And 2, even though he's had misses, like his hits are hits.
That's
Jaws.
Yeah.
I mean,
but Spielberg probably feels like an A, I think. What about like a Stanley Kubrick? Another guy, no real misses to that name, and a lot of bangers, dude. does he work into the S?
It all depends on like who's doing it. Like probably like a film student would definitely have Kubrick like S tier. I feel like.
Right.
Yeah, that is fair.
Yeah, but us schmoes, he's probably in the A.
The meathead, James Cameron, probably an A. Where are we putting our boy Kevin Smith?
I mean, I'd love to have him S, but he's probably C.
Yeah.
Jersey Girl, unfortunately. Yeah,
Hey,
Jersey
it's got his place. Liv Tyler.
I don't think it does have its place.
It does.
I love
It
Kevin
does.
Smith. I saw Jersey Girl in theaters on like a date in junior high. And
You were in junior high. You didn't get it. You didn't get why he was going behind the beaded curtain because he was lonely. going behind the beaded curtain.
We were talking about that yesterday. I missed the during the stream. Like I grew up in the Blockbuster era. I missed the era right before with the kind of neighborhood video rental shops where you could go behind the beaded curtain and go grab whatever you're into. Look, Chasing Amy is still really good.
Oh, Chasing Amy's great. Wonderful.
Mallrats is a banger. Clerks is a banger. Jay and Silent Bob Strikes
Dogma.
Back. Dogma's excellent. I think C tier though. Probably. Okay, look, there's no point in doing this list on air. I don't think it's gonna work. So we're gonna have to chop this up afterwards off air. Right now, let's go to break. When we got back, we got Megan making money coming up. She's gonna give us some good picks. And then we will close out the show with our friends. So keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
OTB OT.
I've got all my directors pulled up. I should
All-Star.
have All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge because we're talking about All-Star directors.
Yes, we are.
About All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. That's the site. Go see them there off of Airline for any of your vehicular needs. You want All-Star Toyota. Like we said, if you're looking to rent, All-Star is the place. Also, trade-in market is banging right now, Jake. So if you want to trade in for like credit towards a new vehicle, or if you just want straight cash, homie, All-Star's looking to buy. They want you to come in.
And we tell you all the time, like when you go over to the dealership, like you got your pre-owned vehicles, you got your new vehicles, the service center. I was actually over there yesterday, and they were just cars in and out of the service area. They are waiting on you. You're going to get fantastic service. So no matter what you're looking for, no matter what your needs are, new, pre-owned, you're trading in, you're renting, whatever it is, like they got you covered over at All-Star.
All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. That's All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. Go there today. All-Star family.
We opened up the playbook and expanded our coverage. Listen daily in high definition on 98.1 HD2. We are 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Yo, Jacob Hester here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Center, the place that can be at your convenience during those inconvenient times. I know they've been that for me. I've got 4 boys, right? So sometimes stitches happen, and they have 6 convenient locations, one close to you to be able to be convenient for you. Remember, you can also check in online. PatientPlusUC.com is the website. That way you skip the line as well. Patient Plus Urgent Care Center, get in and get better.
I'm feeling good. So good. I just thought you should know.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast office products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, recapping round 1 of the draft and getting you set for the rest of the draft and the weekend at the box. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTBOT. And it is 9:30 on Friday, which means every week, the glorious return of Megan making money, giving you picks for FanDuel 24/7, always on the grind. Megan, what's up? How was Colorado? How you feeling?
Hello. I missed you guys.
Missed you too.
I'm feeling great. Colorado was absolutely wonderful, breathtaking, everything that you would expect it to be. We got a little bit of snow, and we had sunshine the rest of the day, so it was like, when the sun didn't, what the sun didn't touch was nice and snowy, and then what the sun did touch was nice and dry, and like a completely. So you had like the best of both worlds, essentially.
So
it was great.
You and Alex.
That's why Aaron Rodgers wants to go there.
Yeah, exactly. You and Alex are both huge degenerates. When y'all are on a casual vacation like that, are you still gambling?
We actually completely unplugged for the most part. While we were there, we did look at games and write stuff down to see if we would have been right. And it sucks because 2 out of the 3 days that we were there, he would have swept and I would have swept, and it just sucked. So it would have been a lot of money in both of our accounts, but it's okay. We came back and had a couple. I was on a little 5-day winning streak, and of course, as soon as I mentioned that yesterday, I go 0-1 or 2-1. But hey, look, we live to fight another day.
Megan, I kind of get the feel that I love mid-major college basketball. That's my favorite play. I get the feel that baseball, Major League Baseball, might be your favorite play. I know you like the game, the show, but it seems like you got a lot of passion for Major League Baseball.
I really do enjoy this game. I know a lot of people find it to be extremely boring. A lot of people, can fall asleep watching it. My dad, it was one of those guys. He absolutely hated baseball. But he's also one of those people that was constantly fidgeting and had to be moving. So he was a big basketball guy. He loved basketball. But he also loved golf. So I didn't really understand that. But whatever. So baseball is one of my favorite sports to watch for sure, and to bet on. Obviously, you have so many opportunities with how many games there are, and also you have your first 5 opportunities, and there's all kinds of side bets that you can make. So yeah, if you're answer your question, I love baseball. I would say that it's my favorite, but college basketball was really good to me this year, so I don't want any bad karma, so I'll say college basketball is my favorite right now.
It does seem like the most consistent winning happens in college basketball, at least from a lot of the people that I follow. Oh, I don't know. Mincy,
me and Megan had a good run, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You were on a heater. Meg was on a heater. How'd you do in college basketball, Mincy?
I did okay. I really didn't do that bad. I'm just historically, the NCAA tournament's been a bottomless money pit for me. I had a thing back when I was just playing pro poker every year. I would be like, oh, I'm swearing off this. All I do is dump money, and then the NCAA tournament come up, and the degenerate come out at me. And it was just an automatic $2,000.
You can't.
It was just automatic, hey, here's $2K. I'm gonna lose on the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, just take it now.
Yeah, just budget for it.
Yeah, budget
for it ahead of time.
Exactly.
Okay, Meg. So with that in mind, you got any plays? What are you kind of feeling going into the weekend? You back on the grind?
I am. I got some baseball plays for today, but I also want to remind everybody that the Kentucky Derby is this weekend.
That's right. That's right.
That is humongous. I absolutely love horse racing. If we're going to talk about passionate about something, I taught myself how to do it during the pandemic. It definitely takes a lot of work, so I don't do it as much anymore.
Wait, how much did, because I can feel his loins warming from here. Did the Oddfather guide you in this? Did the Oddfather guide you in this path to the ponies at all?
He did not, actually.
Oh, wow, okay.
Before I got on with you guys, it was during that lull, like during like the first beginning, like 3 months when everybody was like literally be like how you had to stay home, like you had to you were afraid to go get the mail because you were like thought that you were going to get corona from
wiping down groceries. Oh, it was
exactly.
so miserable.
It was miserable. So my outlet for that was learning how to handicap horses, and I would I have a couple of friends. The racing sheets are like $20. So I'd be like, I'd always hit up my friend like, hey, did you buy the racing sheet today? And they're like, oh yeah, here it is. Cause they didn't think I would ever win anything, but I actually got pretty good at it. So before I give you my baseball plays, I'm just going to throw out,
Hell yeah.
I will be taking an exotic. It's going to be a tri-box. I would definitely recommend boxing this year because the race seems wide open. You have Essential Quality, who is the big favorite. Mattress Mac also has like a $2 million bet on him for an insurance for his mattresses.
Yeah.
I'm not going to leave that guy out. He's super important. Obviously, he's 2-1, but I think you're going to end up having to actually pay for that horse. Like Medina Spirit, that's a Baffert horse. Bob Baffert is known for doing literally anything it takes to get his horses to win. And he goes into this Kentucky Derby with this win. He'll be tied with for the most Kentucky Derby wins ever by a trainer. And so he doesn't seem super high on this horse, but last year, I don't know if y'all remember, he was super high on Tis the Law and not super high on Authentic. And obviously it was kind of like a look at this horse while the other one just romps you. And so Authentic won last year. Then I'm going to throw in Mandaloon, who's the other Cox horse. He's got some value. He's a monster. They're having great workouts. Rock Your World is another one, and I think he is the best bet to beat Essential Quality. He's going to set a great pace. And then if you're looking for a long shot that I really like, it's Soup Hand Sandwich, and Tyler Gasolleon is on the mount, and that's one of my favorite jockeys. Whenever I was first getting into it, it was if Tyler was on the mount or one of the Ortiz brothers, I was taking that horse. So there you go. I would box those 5 horses and win some money with the Kentucky Derby there.
Mincy, y'all playing the Derby at all Saturday?
I got to be honest. I will, but I just am going to text somebody that knows a lot about horses.
I'm
going to text my buddy Cassidy King.
Well, I just listened to my person that knows horses, and I wrote it all down, Megan. So
yeah, what's a box? How does that work? How does that?
So if you put a tri-box, you can pick however many horses you want, but then if you try a tri-box, they can come in whatever order you want. If you just do a trifecta, they have to come in. You have to pick the correct horse to come in first, second, and third.
Okay.
Whereas the box, you could have your 30-1 come in first. You could have you can beat the favorite, which is essentially what I'm going to try to do. That's why I threw in. So essentially, quality is 2-1. You have Medina Spirit, who is 15-1, Mandaloon, who's 15-1, Rock Your World's 5-1, and then Soup Sandwich is 30-1. So say Medina Spirit, Mandaloon, and Soup Sandwich end up being the 3 finishers. I'm gonna win big money because it's 15-1, 15-1, and 30-1.
Okay, hell yeah, dude.
I'm gonna do whatever white Randy Moss tells me to do.
That is very funny.
Once a year he comes out.
Yeah. I've heard him on Part of My Take before. I can't imagine going through this life with the name Randy Moss as a middle-aged white guy. Yeah, very odd. All right, Meg. So before I let you go, what about some baseball plays for the weekend?
Okay. Today I actually am taking some dogs. I got the White Sox money line. I think they're a plus 120 when I took them. I think that line's at 122 now, so you can even snag it for a little bit better. White Sox has been absolutely smashing. I know Bieber is a dog, but he's been hittable this year, and I think that momentum from yesterday carries over. I got my boy Ray on the mound for the Blue Jays. I'm taking them first 5. That's pretty much all him. Orioles, I like Means on the mound. I took them first 5. who's also plus money at plus 106. And then I like the Rockies first 5. I know old Bumgardner just threw a no like 2 days ago, but usually I like to fade guys that do that because there's no way that that happens their next start out. So those are my baseball plays for the day.
There you go. Megan making money for the FanDuel Sportsbook, making some money. Megan, we got Mincy in studio. It's nice to have 3 of the Degeneration Dome members back on the air together.
It is. We're getting all just stomping around the old neighborhood. It's good to be back. Good to hear Megan's voice. Really just can't say enough how much I enjoyed getting to know her and Alex. How much fun we had at that Joey Pro Christmas.
It was a great time.
Christmas party. Hopefully many more good times ahead at parties and stuff in Baton Rouge and South Louisiana. So.
Absolutely. I'll be there.
Didn't Mincy end up winning the Degen Dome?
I don't know if there were any winners, but sure. But I won by default at the end. I was a late breaking horse at the end.
And I came in the second.
I know.
And T-Bob, you were kissing my feet at third.
Oh,
and then
my God.
Oh, wait, I came in last.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dead
bastard.
One of my favorite radio moments I've ever had actually happened at the Degen Dome because it was right after I got hired at Barstool. Because I couldn't, I worked for Jimmy, so I wasn't going to say anything negative. But when I got to bag him with even Coach O had a better record at Ole Miss than the 2-9 odd start. Even Coach O with 3-9 in 05 on those awful Ole Miss teams. That was one of my favorite radio moments I've had. I love Jimmy Ott. I had to do it.
Hey, Meg, thank you so much. You have a great weekend.
Absolutely. Y'all have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to y'all next Friday.
There you go.
Amen.
At Megan making money continues to blow up and make moves. Very exciting stuff there from Meg. All right. Let's close out the show with our good friends next. A little Ask the Bench. So, obviously, Playboy Marty and Ben Mintz are here, so get in all your questions, and we'll do Ask the Bench brought to you by Coke Coors Light next.
OTB, OT. In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Have you been arrested for DUI or other traffic violations? Have you made a mistake? We all have. You're not a bad person. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 225-343-1111 or connect with us online at ocbrown.com.
A certified pre-owned vehicle means that it's been certified by factory-trained technicians. It meets a stringent criteria of over 155-point inspection. We want to make sure that vehicle is mechanically sound and that we have a warranty to back it up. There's no mileage limitation. You can be assured that you're driving a vehicle, you got a good value, you'll get that special financing, those special incentives on certain models, and some of the other amenities that you get with a certified pre-owned vehicle.
I'm Jay Ducote. I grew up learning how to cook at LSU tailgate parties and right in my own backyard. And I created JD's Louisiana products to bring that Louisiana flavor to you at home for your backyard cookout. JD's Louisiana barbecue sauce, Louisiana molasses mustard, spicy and sweet barbecue rub, and more are available at your local supermarkets or by logging on to jducote.com/shop. Put in promo code CST for 25% off at checkout.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Can you feel it? Spring is almost here, and if you got a new boat for Christmas or you just want to take your boat to a new level, you want front-to-back boat service, HD displays, live sonar that show the fish before you cast, trolling motors. At Front to Back, they got not one, but 2 NMEA certified techs for all of your marine electronic needs. How does a brand new speaker system sound? Well, guess what? They do that too. So call 225-928-9644 or go to Front to Back Boat Service.
50 years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help. and working with zoos across the world to protect endangered species. Today, our future is taking flight by stretching the possibilities of what your zoo can become, while we keep it fun and affordable for everyone. Thanks for coming along.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
Well, I've had back pain now and then, but it got so bad I couldn't even bend over. I didn't want to resort to pain pills, so I chose Peak, hoping they could relieve the pain.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Friday's AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar, recapping round 1 of the draft and getting you set for the rest of the draft and the weekend at the box. Join us 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Playboy Marty's sons killing it. I mean, dude.
Runaway 2 seed.
8-0 in the bubble. And then
Get Chris Paul because of that.
Yeah, and then look at him now, dude.
It's wild, man. We're a full year ahead of schedule. Like, you never would have. It's weird it's not talked about more because we've been awful for 10 years, and now you don't usually see a team break a 10-year playoff drought and then be the 2 seed.
I actually use the Suns for hope for the New Orleans Pelicans, like that. The turnaround can come quickly.
That hadn't been said in a while.
The turnaround can come quickly. I don't know if you're going to get like Chris Paul type. Okay, well, this is horribly timed. My internet looks to have stopped. Does anybody have access to the chat? Any Ask the Bench questions? I cannot see any.
While we fix that, I have a question for Playboy Marty.
There we go. Thank you, Marty. Step into the gap.
Playboy Marty, how different is your life right now compared to the last time your Phoenix Suns made the playoffs, which was 2010?
Okay, the last time the Suns made the playoffs, I had just finished my freshman year at LSU. I think, yeah.
Are you the Lopez brother?
Yeah, no, see, I was a fan of the Robin Lopez pick. My family wasn't. That's why I took this picture. And I think he knew that I was making fun of him. But
oh, my God, dude. Wait, so what does your brother do with the Suns again?
He's in the communications department. Handles all the like game day media stuff. And all that, yeah.
I'll be interested to see if the Pelicans can get a little juice going here at the end of this.
I'd love to see that matchup
here at the end of this season.
I would love to see them be like last year's Suns, like maybe not make the playoffs, but make a run in the end to at least give you some momentum going into last year, going into next year.
Yeah, absolutely, Mar. Make a run to get in that play-in, and then you're good to go. I don't know if my internet's not working or something, but we don't have any Ask the Bench questions, so we'll just ask y'all what's going on. Okay, so y'all are going to the LSU Arkansas games tonight. Go around the room. How many does LSU get this weekend?
So last week I did say 2 of 3. Me and Danny, the only believers. I am not someone that is ye of little faith, so I will say that LSU gets 2 of 3.
Again.
Sunshine pumping, baby. Because if you speak it into existence, it can happen.
The secret. That's how we got Zion. We has a show all lined up and said the Pelicans will get the first pick tonight. And look at what ended up happening. Zion Williamson in New Orleans. Mincy, what do you think?
I'm going
college
with
baseball expert.
I'm going with one, but I think it's tonight. I think with Marceau, he's been awesome, and then he kind of had one of his work, a little bit of rough routing in Oxford. I think he bounces back. What I will say is this, though. LSU has really gotten the best of Arkansas, even on Arkansas's best teams, but I'm still going to just say one of 3. Can't wait to see the 100% full box though.
I'll be interested. So Hunt kind of poo-pooed that idea. He thinks there might be only like 6K. I don't know if it's going to hit the full 10. We'll
Arkansas will probably. Arkansas will be bringing heaps, man. They don't. They're all
really.
They're excited about the number 1 Razorbacks.
You mean that horrible, terrible fan base?
Not my favorite. We'll put it that way.
I'm gonna go 2 of 3. They hit a bunch of homers, so that kind of scares me. But I still believe. I think Blake Money is gonna be big in this series. That's my guy. That's my guy. Shout
really?
out.
You're a big Blake Money
Oh
guy?
yeah. Oh yeah. We're good pals.
Okay. I feel like there's some stories there. Donald Murtaugh, hashtag Ask the Bench. What was the final slider count for T-Bob Heston? What did you get, a 25-pack?
So I know I think I had 4. You had 4, and Flynn had
4.
5.
I was supposed to have 5, and for one of the only
I had 4
times,
sliders and then a grilled cheese.
Yeah, for one of the only times in my
I'm
life,
still feeling it.
I wussed out, and I actually pretended to eat the slider and then hit it behind the ice chest. I later admitted it.
You did.
Because I felt bad, but
Flynn mowed down 5 sliders in
No
the
problem,
first 15 picks and nothing. Didn't complain.
We also got some legendary football talk. So you know the 07 Demetrius Byrd touchdown?
Yes. Oh yeah.
So apparently, as they were breaking the huddle, Flynn saw that it was man to man, and that maybe the play call was actually going to have a chance for a shot at the end zone. And although y'all had never practiced this, right? Y'all never practiced this. He just told Sean Jordan and Jake, instead of line up in the eye, he told him to just go split back behind him to pick up the blitz. Lo and behold, something they've never done before. Walking a line in that situation, they lined up. Jake gets the block, bang, bang. Next thing you know, D-Bird can't see me in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, they're bringing A-gap blitz and out of the I formation. There's no way I would have been able to pick it up. So Flynn's like, hey, split backs, cheat up a little bit, and it worked out.
They've never done it before. And look,
well,
sure
you can
enough,
hear your block on the broadcast.
Y'all do now. Okay, that's interesting because y'all can see you figuring out. You're like, wait, what are we doing here? We've never done this before. Right. And there's the block. What a block, dude! I never realized that. Let's go.
Sean's split right here. Yeah, just do it. Chill.
Dude, what did y'all think about the Aaron Rodgers news, bro?
Man, I think Green Bay deserves it though. I
mean,
exactly. You can't take Jordan Love last year. Not one offensive player. Other than Jordan Love in the last 10 years, all they've done is take DB after DB after DB after DB. Yeah. Because they kept bombing on him. They've been doing a little better with it, but I think that he's earned that right at this point. Even though he makes a lot of money, he's 37. He's giving them everything.
Yep.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. Why did you guys not talk more draft talk during the companion show? It was all about which guy was handsome. Who was the most handsome guy last night?
I think Flynn settled on. He's a big Trevor Lawrence guy. I mean, Zach Wilson's got the baby face, man. I don't know.
Trevor Lawrence is high fashion.
He's uncomfortable looking.
You're not going to see
me.
Trevor Lawrence at a bar and be like, oh, I love that guy. But, he would be, like we said last night, he'll be in, a major cologne type of ad. Sure. He's got a very androgynous quality, which plays very well in high fashion, I would say.
Not Mac Jones.
Not Mac Jones.
Nah, he looks like the neighbor next door.
I will say, look, man, I still think Jamar Chase from a style standpoint.
Most swag, for sure.
Brought it the strongest. Those shades that he was.
One other story I'd love to get y'all's thoughts on that we hadn't had really a chance to talk about. Tim Tebow still trying to play tight end.
Yeah. So obvious though, right when Meyer got hired in Jacksonville, I started calling for that immediately. Tebow's hometown of Jacksonville. Meyer coaching him, bringing all the Florida fans back. All about putting those butts in the seats, guys. And Tebow could be the punt protector and the tight end, and maybe some goal line kind of.
You can't convince me that even at 33, you can't get a couple good special team snaps or offensive plays.
I'm not going to hate on Tim here. Tim's a friend. No, more power to him.
I was saying you should be out there.
No. Yeah. Where do we send the resumes in? 07 resumes. Can I send that to Urban?
Yeah. Get that fade.
Can I be the personal protector?
Yeah, right. I'm sure he remembers.
It only took him to be 33 to finally accept that he's maybe not going to play quarterback. Look, also, didn't he end up batting 230 in AA ball or something?
He was better than I thought. No, he wasn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He wasn't a joke.
Okay,
right.
He
a lot of
stayed
talent
in shape.
fizzles out in AA.
Yeah, he stayed in shape. He wasn't a joke. He still got some juice to him. And from a ticket standpoint, yeah, bro.
Look,
I got a lot of respect for Tim.
I do too.
I know you know him. I have a ton of respect for him. He lives his life really well. He's a great example to others.
Yeah, love him or hate him. Look, the guy's just. He is an animal. I mean, he continues to try to live out his childhood dream, so I'm not going to hate on that.
It was in the Peyton Turner biography on his Twitter. Love it or hate it, right? Love it or hate it, the underdog's on top. right. Shout out to the Saints.
Peyton, you
going
better be
against the
good
grain.
if the Saints pass on Elijah. I'm calling you out publicly. We better see some production.
All right, boys. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great day. See you Monday.
You will.
OTB.
I will not.
OT.
At All Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an